just go away. Holding my faith, no, I won't let go till you open the
This is
gates.
for the youngsters, in the beginning of the future, you ain't gotta be a thug of a hustler. I leave an invitation so you can enter with me into the nation. I see blue angels flying in the sky, and I'm reaching high. We keep on with it. I'm living my expectation. This is my presentation to the next generation. To the next generation. To the next generation. To the
All right, all right, all right. Good evening, good Sunday evening, and everyone. I'd say welcome to Non-Order, and the most important episode, or the not most important episode. Of course, every one of them is. But welcome to the most important uh, part of the podcast, which is called the After Dark. You see, so the name, the title itself explain it all. Why we call it this way. This one is supposed to be, like the late nights. After we feel the day, we feel everything. We come and then check and see what it is that the ancestors have to say to us. Because as I'm speaking, I am the first to take heed. All right. So we say, we hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, a beautiful one indeed, with their loved ones and stuff like that. And then now it is time that we continue on living on and stuff like that. And then what is a better time to go into each other's ear with beautiful sayings and wisdom that except right before we head to bed or something like that. You see what I mean? Because the last thing you hear, you see, when you go to bed, is the one that's gonna have the most, effect on your subconscious and stuff like that. So that's why I choose this time so that I may have this effect on whoever is deemed worthy. You see. And when we say deemed worthy, we're not saying not everyone is not worthy, but what is worth one thing to one thing may not worth that to another. Everything, have its own thing to it. You see what I mean? So, with that being said, I indeed had a wonderful day. Yes, indeed. Was trying to come on a little earlier, but with responsibilities and things, he had to be dragged up to this time, you see. And also, shout out to Evolution Zero with us. And that song that you heard in the beginning was of theirs. And with the lead singer Vivi Allen C. Shout out to her and the whole crew. So welcome. We always love seeing you. And also, Vivi and I, we are working on, on coming on together, collaborating on a live where we may speak on the situations that are happening from a heart-centered place, something that we did not think of, except that we are saying it as we feel it. It has more impact, you see, because the heart speaks, and then everything else follows. You see what I mean? So it is a privilege to have Vivi and Evolution Zero with us. The name says it all. The name says that it is attached to a better future as we are opening a new door, having a new beginning and stuff like that. So, excuse me. The thing is like, yes, as I was saying, I had a very beautiful day. You see what I mean? And it's been on my mind, you see what I mean, to come on, though I did not really feel like it. But the thing is like, the one thing I have to remember is that even Till Swan, I remember said that once, it's like when you feel to do something, you do it right then and there. You see, to procrastinate and stuff like this, may sometimes hurt more than it helps. Because most of the time, even Savon also once mentioned that sometimes you have this great idea and then you're like, okay, I'm not gonna write it down because how could I forget such great idea? And you see what I mean? And then to find out that you forget. And I had to, you know, take heed because it happened to me like more than once. You see what I mean? It's always make sure to write it down. Sometimes if I don't write it down with a pen and paper, I'll make sure that at least I have my phone if I'm out, and I would take out my phone and go into the notes and put it there. But there is a power when you put your fingers on the pen and then on the pen on the paper and stuff like this. There's more power to it. It's like this is the natural organic way of recording things, and then to put it through phones and computers, that's the synthetic. Which, though it is still doing the same work as the organic, but it doesn't have the same impact. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. That's why, as we live, we learn through trials and error and stuff like this. Our job is to share with each other, what we have gathered, what we have learned from those mistakes, I mean, and stuff like that. Because they are not there to break us, they're only there to make us stronger. You see, that's why you hear all the time, whatever doesn't break you only makes you stronger. So for everyone also that wanted to speak to me recently, I understand. You see the rush and stuff like that, but like we say, a rush. You see what I mean? There is a rush to it and stuff, but we have to make sure to discern and then see, I mean, who is serious and who is not, and this and that or whatever, and take it there. But rest assured that everyone who ever reached out to us will be heard and will be seen. You see, in the private manner, indeed, because this is why we pay the Zoom platform for, to come together with those who, whose spirit is attached to our own voices and stuff like this, whose hearts tell them, to come and share the journey or uniqueness or whatever with us. You see what I mean? We are always open. We move slowly, indeed, because we are dealing with so much at once, but we always answer our calls. So the best way to also reach me is, as I'm working on website and everything and other things trying to facilitate, I'm feeling the very thing, and many of the platforms that I have created or helped create or something, many of them may not continue to exist because they only exist so that we may feel and see what the evolution of our platforms will be. But it will all be integrated into one. You see what I mean? And stuff like that, where it would be easier to to navigate through, and what I mean, and stuff like that. Everything we are working on it to make everything comfortable for your viewing and your researching and all of that. And as well, what would I say? We want to say also, before we even begin, we want to thank the ancestors, for having guided us always. Even when we are hard-headed monkeys, they still find patience within themselves and their hearts, mean to be patient with us and overlook our monkeyness and still continue to guide us. And we are so grateful for that, you see. And also grateful, for everyone who believed in the platform, believed in my voice, believed in us, and more and more they are recognizing that they were not stupid for doing so. You see what I mean? But the thing is, like, that's why anyone who is out there having a voice, which should be every one of us, of course, because everyone who is here for a purpose or a reason. And if there is none, it is up to us to find what that is. And even a purpose of no purpose is a purpose in itself. So therefore, make sure you don't listen to anyone changing your mind, and focus on what you feel is right to you. And it's not up to anyone else to understand who you are, what you are, and what you're supposed to be doing with yourself and your time. And that is something solely to you, you see? So that's why we have to learn to listen to ourselves by first learning to knowing how to know ourselves, so that we may be more planted into our own selves. You see what I'm saying? But with us, amongst you, of course, we will always make sure to tell you the exact thing you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Because sometimes, though we may feel you see what I mean, and we seek not to see you shed tears any longer, but we also have to remember that tears are not hurting. They only, lighten the mood and lighten the soul and everything like this, and lighten the heart or whatever. So we will make sure to be there, and then help you go through it and things like that. You see what I mean? And you know where to reach us and stuff. But make sure to reach us, via either on Messenger, on my private page, which is the one I check the most, and I see a lot of people try to reach us through Instagram. The Instagram one is it's there, mostly the international people like Africa, England, and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, for those, we want to say that, the Instagram page is the least worked on page for now. It is only in existence, but still under work. You see, we are still studying the platform, making sure we understand how it works, because so many things to work with. That's why we only chose the most famous one, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And what it is, we choose those, and of course, we have to find the most efficient way to work with them, because we don't wanna miss out on anyone questions and anyone's call for action or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But it will be reachable. We will always check it out and see what's in there or whatever who's trying to reach or something and what's going on. But it is not the main thing where we go and look for who is asking or who is saying whatever. You see what I mean? Because it's not yet fully developed. You see, it's only in progress. It's a work in progress. You see what I mean? So be patient with us, and so long as you did your part by sending us your comments and questions and critics and whatever it is, so rest assured that we will reply one way or another. All right. So we also want to thank every one of you subscribers on YouTube. We are so happy with how you rushed in and give us that. And what we want to do is also transfer all the subscribers of the other page to this one as well. If they are not able to find that page or something and they don't listen enough of the things, so since we don't always repeat those things all the time, which we should and we will, to remind to subscribe and this and that. We have so many subscribers on the Vladimir show page and stuff like this, and for them, they may not know if there has been a change and stuff like that, so they may not know to take that action. So on their behalf, we want to make it easy and just add them to that new page without them having to do anything at all. And of course, also, do not forget to do the due diligence. You see what I mean? Like, when you hear the work, if you feel like there is power in the voice, the next humane thing to do is to allow others to hear it, to share and listen to it and stuff like that. Because a lot of the things you see happening out there is because there is not a voice to teach the people any better. And then, of course, there is always a voice to teach the people better. But if we have only zombies surrounding us and a bunch of mindless monkeys who don't know what they're supposed to do, then of course they will not share what needs to be shared. They will share what doesn't need to be shared and whatever. You see, and people keep on hearing the same things over and over since I don't know what, the beginning of time or something, and never not anything new. They will hear, oh, let's protest. They will hear, let's go burn this, let's go burn that, whatever. Some things that they have heard for their whole entire life. And I've also listened to and done over and over again, yet never any result come out of it. You see what I mean? See, this time, that's why the more people want me to focus on outsiders like government and elite or cabal or whatever, and the more I will make sure to return that attention back to self. And I really do not give a fuck, excuse my language, which I shouldn't have to, because it's after dark. The children are supposed to be in bed. So you see what I mean? So the more, you see what I mean, that would happen, it's, the more bullshit you will see on the streets. Why? Because we already taught our people that the power of words. We understand the monkey self that we are. We do not understand that our voices or our words have powers whatsoever, which is why we look down on the words of the human being. But it is only a monkey that would think that a human being has no power whatsoever. Everything about the human being is powerful. For those who keep on looking over certain people, doesn't matter if it's a dumb monkey or if it's a smart monkey. The thing is, like, the minute that he holds a vessel of a human being, is in a humanoid vessel or something like this, then that everything that being does has power in it, which is why people keep on worrying about like being surprised how the elite or so-called uses the energy of the masses in order to manifest their own agenda. Why? Because people don't understand. They always would say, this one don't have money. What are you talking about? The money makes the world go round or whatever. Because to them, they think it's the money that is the power, not the people. Monkeys. I can't deal with that stupidity. And the next thing again is they will say other things like, you can't do this, whatever. That's impossible. Stay away from that. Those type of monkeys. Because we do not have time to waste on people who don't know who they are yet. Why? Not because we do not care, but it's because there's no time. If we they are listening to their monkeyness, then we won't have time to save them from themselves or to help them against their own selves. You see what I mean? The thing is like, and I'm not here also to blame when you hear me talk about that. Certain people are not to blame, which is why I want to remind you that we speak in codes all the time. So when we say children, adult, this and that, please do not take it upon yourself as to see it as age, numbers, and things like that. See, it's beyond that because I'm not dealing with the 3D situation. I'm beyond it. So when you hear me, it's only about coding because I go beyond the surface to see what I'm dealing with. So when you see like children going out there and then protesting, listening to their leaders, we do not blame children. You understand? Children are free of blame because they have the energy but not the understanding of how to deal with the energy. You see what I mean? So we mostly focus on those who take it upon themselves to be leaders among them. You see what I mean? Why? Because once we affect the head, the leader, then we may affect the whole body. You see what? That's why I stay focused on the leaders. And I hope they're not too stupid to understand, you see what I mean, why we focus on them. You feel me? And then the thing is like somehow, it's because many people now, when we were saying, because remember, we go ahead of time, right? Before this happened, we were telling people subconsciously or something like this, subliminally, to not move on emotions, master your emotions. There's that. We were preparing the people, mostly the leaders, to know what to focus on and stuff like this so that they may be in a proper position in order to guide the masses that is entrusted under them. You see what I mean? But they have failed themselves for some reason, which we expected because nothing is really new under the sun. But at the same time, so long as we have breath, we have how? Why? Because we hear quantum physics, we hear quantum computing, we hear quantum medicine, we hear quantum everything. We had to bring about the quantum language. You see what I mean? Because when the world is around you is going quantum, you get to par, you get in line. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is because everyone matters. You see, we need the 99, so therefore we cannot neglect them. So what we do, we use languages that will connect to them wherever they are. Are they Christians? All right, we will use Christianity and the Bible to bring them up to par. Are they Muslims? All right, we will bring, but our job is not to find division and which one is better. Who has the true God? Who has this? Who has that? All the stupidity that's been happening for millennium. You see what I mean? This is why we did not choose to fight against a religion saying this one is better, because you have to take the time you have and focus and prioritize it and work with whatever really matters most. You see, it doesn't really matter for us to go with what religion, what this, what that. None of this matters. It's all bullshit from where I'm standing. So why would I see bullshit and waste time with bullshit? You see what I'm saying? So we stay focused on what matters. You see, it's the essence of the people themselves. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter who, where they are, what's their creed, or what their religion, what they believe in, or whatever. Believe in Santa Claus, their business. Can we work together? That's what it is. You see what I mean? Why? Because look at the elite that you want to fight, that you take as your enemy or something like this. There is all sorts of people among them. There's the Muslim scholars. There is the and sheikh and stuff like this. There is also the Jewish rabbi. There is the Christian priest. There is the voodoo priest. There is the Hindu gurus or priests or whatever. There is all sorts of people working with the same platform on the same agenda. You see what I mean? Or one world and everything together. You see what I mean? So that means whatever they do in the name of whatever they believe in is gonna have one sentiment to it, and that's the common ground that they stand on. You see what I mean? We have to learn to follow what works, you see. But when we keep on having leaders telling us to choose an enemy outside of ourselves, then how the fuck are we gonna learn from an enemy when in our minds or in our subconscious we say it's an enemy? Enemy is something that you close your doors, your mind, your eyes to. Most of the time, that's how the body deals with it. That's why you don't take enemies or something. I understand it's hard to do. I never say it's not. But remember, as you are rising in consciousness, as you are evolving, growing in spirit, and stuff like this, things cannot be as childish as they used to be. The test and the situations get a little bit harder. You see what I mean? That's all there is to it. But the thing is, like, we have the masses to deal with, and of course, they're not gonna burn what needs to be burned because it's just an energy going without leadership. You see what I mean? Because people, what we wanted to do literally, because we instead of trying to blow people's pots, we want to talk about how we did it right and why we did it the way we did it. You see what I mean? So why did we keep on talking about going inside, going within, doing that? Because we understand the obvious is gonna be the only thing that the people leaders see and their followers see, which is okay. Let's revolt. Let's do this. Let's burn shit down or whatever. You see what I mean? But the people, of course, if the people shared the message I was given and they understood it, the leaders so-called, then they would have already prepared the people to know, because you would have planted that seed into their mind. Because look, anyone who follow me are literally the 1% that is not involving themselves. Why? Because of the guidance, you understand? Because if you don't have the guidance, even myself, who do I have to tell me? I have Muji, mostly Muji's voice, keeping me, calm and keeping me this, keeping me that, or whatever, this and that. But of course, I'm saying, like, I know to be calm, I know this and that, but I like to give it on the outside as I know it on the inside. Because for me to take one, as Muji, as I said, on the outside, he has to exist within me first to connect to the outside. So that's the thing. You see what I mean? Which is why, Muji or not, I would already still take this stand. But we do need the outside guidance as well. It's the same guidance is inside, but the outside comes to confirm what it is within. You feel me? So those people are the one who now sit, because I myself, the peer pressure to go out there, because they will literally make you feel bad for not saying or doing something. But what they forget is that the human being is so great that even its silence speaks louder than words sometimes. When you see someone not going out there, like my followers or those who listen to me, don't go out and invest their time into making noise and burning streets and clashing with the police and things like this. Not because they're afraid, because they understand that this is not going to bring them the result they are looking for. They need their energies, they need this, they need that. But of course, if they don't have that voice to tell them otherwise, then they will fall for the peer pressure indeed. Because that's who we are, human beings. We fall for peer pressure because we are communal beings. If everybody is going one way, the current is going to pull us in. We don't like to stand alone on anything, you feel me? So the thing is, like, when people just come and then, you see, you have to prepare before the time, prepare the people energy. When you expect noise to happen and riots and this and that, you come with a solution that is better than the riot prior to the people being cornered and having to yell out and do this and that. And why do we do that? Many people before, I'm happy now that this this is happening because now I can level with everyone and make them understand. But of course, before they will not understand. That's why my silence speaks louder. If I know you're not gonna understand, there's no need for me to speak. But when society give me an example to make in your mind to make you understand what I'm saying, then only then I can speak. But now there is an example out there by seeing the people burning the wrong things, doing the wrong things, and whatever this and that. Like I said, everything that happens, we will make it work for ourselves in the end. It doesn't matter what it is. But when we say we try to stop, we try to stop because we don't want many lives lost. We don't want people, families hurt and stuff like this, because the business that you know, mobilizing the people to burn are the very business that you were telling people to build, to take care of their families, to become entrepreneurs and stuff like that. You see what I mean? And so that's the thing. And the same people too that have those business would be like, oh, you have to go out there and then stand for what's right and justice, whatever, blah blah blah. You see what I mean? And then you see now they're saying, like, oh no, but my business, yeah, that's what it is. Because when at time when you hear someone like myself saying, you know, chill the fuck out, don't worry about it. We got this. No weapons formed against us shall prosper. We are the greatest enemy against ourselves, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We need you to bring that within, back to yourself. And once you already did that for the people, and let's say you don't have to have the idea first, but if you hear it on the outside, if it makes sense to you, your job is to share it. You feel me? And then allow more people to hear it. You see what I mean? And then now the seed is planted. When the time comes for them to revolt, then they will have that thing inside them telling them, no, you know, there's a better way, there's a better way. But if they don't hear anything other than go and make noise, go and break things, go and then that's what they're gonna do. You see what I mean? But when people say, oh, what you want us to do, to sit there and do nothing about it? I mean, of course, I'm not saying to sit there and do nothing about it. At the same time, what I'm saying is, I don't think it's the right thing to do when you go and do exactly what your so-called enemy tell you to do as well. You see what I mean? To me, it's kind of retarded. I mean, call me retarded if you feel like I am. But I'm saying this is retarded. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. Me, like, I have nothing in me that I have any patience for stupidity at all. You see what I mean? I'm not going to curse it out, disrespect it. But of course, I don't want to waste time on it either. You feel me? I'm too stupid to waste time on stupidity. I'm gonna get involved in it, and I don't want that. So the thing is, like, basically, it's like many things happened and stuff like this, and it will keep getting worse. Why? Because you keep going away from what the problem is in the first place. We are. Why? I'm gonna say, have this conversation today. I come on YouTube, it's because I know this is not for everyone. Though it is, but not everyone can really fathom or swallow this pill, because this is for maturity only, you see? So I want to let you understand something, because there's nothing that can help more than the situation, the past, that creates the present that we are all enjoying today. So the thing is, like, basically, we want people, because remember, when you listen to me, I give you your power by giving you your responsibility. All right. So if you think you're not with strong pants and strong back and stuff like this, then this is not for you at all. This is for those with big dicks and big pom pom and stuff like that. Thank you. So forgive my French. So what it is like, the thing is, like, basically, is just when you look at ourselves, we keep saying police, because I'm just helping you think, really. Just open your heart, open your mind. All right? So what it is, we're going to analyze ourselves for a minute, analyze our world. We are our world. And then we want you to understand also how reality works as we are explaining this to you. Ourselves, nothing else. Though we may speak on other things, but it's because of how they relate to ourselves. Go and get mad saying, okay, police doing this, police doing that to us, or whatever is going on or whatever. But the way the universe sees it, or the way the Most High or the ancestors, you do it to each other. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Why? Because honor fight. And to my friend drpierre.com, you see, who is a voice against bullyism and stuff like that. Follow the brother and stuff. Children doing these things find it funny and they will share it. You feel me? Not seeing how they have created or brought it upon themselves grow. We have to look within first before in whatever. We create the have been created to control slaves, but everything evolved. He has evolved to, keeping monkeys at bay. You see me? You feel me? And many people who did not believe me when I said this thing had to learn the hard way, because only a monkey go against my words. And of course, if you feel the need to go against it, I say that is because so far that's been the norm. But if it's only about time, just like the greatest boxer, something's gonna meet his match someday. If my words are to be taken under your feet, then by all means do so, but you have to really show and prove that you can. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, basically is just when you see this is happening, then we cannot experience a safe society where there's justice and this and that. How the hell police is gonna be nice and this, and then when two young little girls are taking it's funny and sweet, and those who share it on hip hop, whatever hip hop world star, whatever the fuck it is, you see what I mean? And stuff like this, you feel me? Once you're doing this, then this is why many people keep sharing, because they're just really mindless monkeys, you see? So the thing is, like, they don't understand that the more you share the sickness, the more it will multiply. They don't get it because they don't understand how the world works. Why? Because they have this energy that is dark working within them against themselves, because that is forcing them to do something. They don't understand. Even the scripture tell you that. The scriptures will tell you the devil will misguide you even by telling you to do good things. You see, good things such as stand up for George Floyd, stand up for Michael, stand up for this, stand up for that. You see what I mean? Stand up. Oh, are you gonna stay silent? Whatever, blah blah blah. Do you see what I mean? Because it will use the good against you, just like it would use the bad. If someone who's prone to do good, of course he has to take good to use against you. You see what I mean? What do you expect? You feel me? So that's what it is. That's why when we speak, it's not an easy thing as a word, especially using English. You see what I mean? You have to know what you're saying and know how you're saying what you're saying. You see what I mean? In order to get the exact result that you want. You feel me? So the thing is, like, basically, what it is that you will find them come and do all sorts of things. Like I was saying, it's just like sharing it and this and that or blah, blah, blah. You go on my page. I'm taking myself as an example. You see what I mean? You go on my page. You may not see ever two young girls fighting on my page. Never. Not that I'm not aware. People send these things to me all day. People from all over the world send me things on my DM every day. But like, to them, they think I may not know. I check them out. If I know it, I say I know it. If I don't, I say thank you for sharing. You see what I'm saying? But I'm always grateful for whenever people reach out. So what it is, when they send these things, I see them, and then all I'm seeing is how we are creating the society that we are fighting. You see, it's kind of retarded to be the problem and then not seeing it. You see, that's when you will never find any solution whatsoever. And if you're someone who's that stupid to be causing the problem and not knowing it, how the fuck are we gonna be able to blame someone who understands that you are an energy that is dangerous and take that energy and use it for their own agenda? You see what I mean? That's the thing. Sometimes you're blaming the wrong person. You feel me? It doesn't matter. The 1%, whatever, let's say they use our energy. If we blame them, that's not going to stop them from using that energy, because I'm sure they expect us to blame them. You see what I mean? But the thing is, like, if we don't know what to do with it, they will be the stupid one for letting it go to waste and not make use of it themselves, for themselves. That's what it is. If you do not use your energy to build the world you want to experience, then someone else who knows your power, without money or with money, will take it and use it for what they think the world should be. You see what I mean? That's just the way it is, you see? I'm sorry if I don't sound too soft and sweet at times, But you don't pay me for to sound sweet and soft. You see what I mean? You pay me to tell you the news as it is, as it will help you. You see what I'm saying? So bear with me. Pull up your pants, tighten your seatbelts, and let's go. You see? So the thing is like basically when you see the young things fighting and it's parents that are raising them like this, you see? So what it is, these children are not the type of children that either can create a safe society later where everyone is safe and justice prevail, and at the same time, not only they will not be able to create that society, and you know what I mean. You see, I mean, I forgot the thought, but that's what it is. They will not be able to create a better society. You see what I mean? And if anyone is gonna fight a society they think is bad and corrupt and this and that, why the hell you gonna fight a corrupt society only to replace it with another corrupt society? You see what I mean? And it can only be corrupted because your mind is not even right in the first place. You don't know who your enemy is, yet you're ready to pick up gun and fight. Who are you fighting? Except that you're willing to kill your friends and your enemy. You see what I mean? I mean, you may not kill your enemy because if the enemy is the one that's holding the gun in the first place, so the only thing that will be left is the enemy itself. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. It's the children themselves, you see, they need the proper guidance. They need this, they need that. They need, you know, I mean, the leadership. But it's not leadership in the sense of, look what I can do, but leadership in the sense of, let's do this. You see what I mean? Like, we know how to do this, well, let's do this. You see what I mean? Not to be seen, not to be heard or something, but only to live purposefully. You feel me? So the thing is, like, we have to understand that we can no longer, before we can even look at the police and the brutality, we have to make sure that we do not create children that are being brutal against other children in schools and so on. You see my children? What do I tell my children? I tell my children, if you go to school and bully anyone and get in trouble, you come here and they do something to you, I will not do anything. I even tell my daughter the same. If you go out there and not know who you are and not know how you safeguard your own sanity and purity and get raped or whatever, I may even kiss the rapist instead of killing the rapist. Because if you are the one that brought it on yourself, I might as well have to thank the rapist for teaching the lesson for me because something worse may have happened. I know it sounds harsh, but to be a leader does not mean you have to be soft or stupid or retarded or passive or pacified or none of that. You see what I mean? I don't have to be any of that. You see? If you bring it, you will receive it. And I will make sure you do. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically, it's just you have to make sure you raise children to be that society that you want. Oh, I don't want a society where police is doing this, doing that. Then what you do, you don't become the person that needs a police around. You feel me? And then the thing is like most of the time, will say some people will say, oh, it's not because we behave good or bad, whatever they will do, whatever, blah 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 blah. Blah. No, the thing is like just because you do well, whatever, but if you cannot duplicate that same mindset into your community, that's why the work is never done. You did it on yourself, you made it. Congratulations. Now you're on a different level of maturity, whatever this and that, but it doesn't end there. It's not for you to just look cute on the corner by yourself. Like look where I'm at, from 0 to 100 real quick, in the corner by myself, to myself, with myself, whatever. You see what I mean? It's about now, okay, now that I do it within, it's time to do it without. You feel me? That's just the way it works. You see what I mean? As it is within, so it shall be without. You go out there and then share your uniqueness and show people who you used to be and what you used to do and then why you change it and stuff like that and this and that, and then convince them into being a better human being or something like this, you see? And then it's not the whole world that is on your shoulder. It's only those. If our voice was not enough to bring you up to that level, then may the hard way do so. You see what I mean? And we thank the ancestors, we thank COVID-19, we thank the cabal, we thank everything that will assist in bringing you to that level. So everything happens not against you but for you. You see what I'm saying? Everything whatsoever. You are the only one against yourself. You see what I mean? And this is where we stand. That's what we stand on, and that's what we're gonna keep saying to you until you grasp. So the thing is like basically, we wanna say also, as you see, we were saying that you see that we have to raise children that are not doing the same, because if another little girl, 12 years old or older or younger, can put their necks or put a knife inside another one, so to me, where I'm standing, I'm not the type to lie to myself or to be fake about anything. So what I'm gonna say is, if it's something that society think is sweet and funny and cute, then I don't see how I can have much of a problem when it's the police doing it to another grown man. You see what I mean? Not to justify whatever this and that, but it's to see nothing new. You feel me? Because it's happening not only in elementary school, it's happening in the homes, it's happening at work, it's happening everywhere. And then what's new? You see what I mean? One thing you have to understand about justice or injustice is that if you accept it inside your home, then also you are at the same time accepting it into the precinct, into the government, into every aspect of life. There's no disconnection. It's not like, okay, I can go out there and anyone who fucks with me, you're gonna see the other end of the barrel of this gun. Or you're gonna see the end of that knife. You're quick to show you gangster. You feel me? You think that's the way you're supposed to be, that's how you're supposed to feel and act and be and whatever. And then now, if that's cute to you, then any other policeman or whatever, they may see like maybe that's not how we're supposed to be. Because look, this nigga say that you will see his knife, you will see the end of his gun, whatever, blah blah blah. You see, I mean, maybe that's what it is. You see, but the thing is like two types of people, let's say, on the planet: the children, the youngest, and the oldest. The youngest would be the what we call the less melanated ones, or something like this, or something. And then the oldest are the ones that are, mostly melanated and this and that or whatever. But there is that's how you say it from the surface. But we are not simply the surface. It's not that simple. You see what I mean? Because yes, on the surface, the oldest will be, by color, whatever, blah blah blah, just like you see on a fruit. How do you know which fruit is older on the tree and is by the hue? You see what I mean? It's simply that. The hues are there not to show us how different we are, so we should kill each other, but they are there to show who is supposed to be the leader and who is supposed to be the follower, or who is supposed to be this, who is supposed to be that. But of course, when you're dealing with the human being, it's much more complicated than that, indeed, because why? We are not simply the surface. We also have other bodies, such like a mental body, and in the mental body, how do we know color? You see what I mean? Because we can't see these colors. So now it's gonna go by the mindset. You see what I'm saying? Mindset is gonna dictate whether it is mature or immature. It doesn't matter, irrespective of any hue or color. Indeed, that's the thing, because those are the teaching that will bring you to a new world, a better world. Why? Because it's not gonna, like many people already should be learning that, of course, because a lot of people go to the obvious. Oh, it's black between white, whatever, obvious, indeed. You see what I mean? Because no one needs to tell you that, because that's the obvious. That's what the eyes that are not aware will see. You see what I mean? So when you say it's black and white or whatever, then now you want to go against all whites. But at the same time, in reality, there are some white ones that literally are giving up their lives trying to bring justice to the world just like everyone else. So now, when you have a leader telling you it's about black and white and stuff like this, and then you start killing everyone, doing a lot of nonsense to people that are innocent, that have done anything to you because of how they look. So what's gonna happen now? Now you're gonna turn friends into enemies because they cannot trust you. But you see what I mean? Because they see it's about white and black to them. Then of course we white, then whatever they're gonna see it as enemy. I mean, it doesn't matter what our hearts have. They don't see beyond the skin. Or why do we see the danger? You see what I mean? Because it's not ever gonna be as simple as you think. This is why it's not. Leaders need leaders. You feel me? You see? So that's what it is. Because the thing is like when you take the obvious, the simple understanding, the lame like surface understanding and run with it, then you end up creating more issues. You see what I mean? But anything that you see happen, that's how life is. Mother Nature, many people think, oh, Mother Nature is gonna get mad, is gonna bring this because you killed George Floyd. Mother Nature will not do that. You see what I mean? Mother Nature will not do anything because you kill someone. You see what I mean? Mother Nature will allow someone to be killed in order to bring you up to an understanding. That's what Mother Nature is, you see? So Mother Nature is not gonna look for emotions and how to move, like, I'm hurt, my heart is hurt, you take my children, whatever. That's not how Mother Nature thinks. You see what I mean? If you're not getting the lessons, if you're not understanding that you're toxic and this and that, because the toxicity starts from, you know, whatever from the get go. We don't have to go there now, but it starts a long time ago. The minute that we started going against the grain, against the norm and stuff like this, and creating a different way, being like crazy scientists, or however they say it, or something like this, then this is when we started destroying ourselves. You see what I mean? Because we end up creating something that will come back and bite our asses, something like this. So now, if you see there's children, race, and then there's a parent race in the situation. The parent race is not to feel emotional about anything and then want to kill the children. The parent race is to show the children a better way of being. You see, it's not something that's gonna be easy or simple or whatever. It's something that may take time or that may take no time whatsoever. It all depends on how much you believe in what you're doing and how much of your responsibility you think you have. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is not to just be like, oh, fucking justice, whatever, let's our face like black power, whatever, white power, this and that. And then after that, to go and do the same dumb thing that you were fighting afterward. Because most of the time, history repeats itself always by one thing we always learn. Anyone who ever pay attention to life or something like this, who is awake like at least once in a while, so they will know for a fact that the one thing that we know that happens is that when there's a leading nation or something, every other nation seek to copy that nation that is leading. You see what I mean? If a nation, let's say, take the example of the of America or United States of America for that instance, is a powerful nation across the globe. Everyone has respect for. So now, of course, everybody's gonna wanna follow that nation. You see, but if that nation also is leading with injustice and this and that or whatever, that's exactly what's gonna be duplicated across the globe. You see what I mean? And same with us too. If we say, let's say, I'm speaking to so-called blacks in the at the moment. If we say we better, if we say we more powerful, if we say the world is the way it is because we are not in control or whatever, then is it just because of the surface? Is it because of the skin only? That's what life is looking for, the skin to be leading, the black skin or whatever, so-called. You see what I mean? But can we create a better world for the world with the same mindset or something that created it? You see what I mean? Okay, let's take it because we're thinking it's about the surface. And if we think it's about the surface, why can't you understand racism either? Is it why people are racist? Why you don't understand that? If for you is the skin that dictate leadership and this and that, then of course, you have to understand why people think their skin is the indicator of their greatness. You see what I mean? Before you can call it stupid when someone else do it, you have to see how stupid it is when you do it yourself. You see what I mean? So, which is why we say it's not about black and white. I understand that the situation is very sensitive and whatever it is, but of course, when it's time to speak about the stupidity, you speak about it. Because when you keep quiet, then you are the worst that happened to society. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically my job is to make sure you see yourself through it all so that you don't continue because you look for answer. It doesn't matter how much stupidity we do, we are literally looking for answer for real. We are true in our seeking for justice and love and whatever. The only issue is that we don't know how to get it. You see me? You feel me? That's why we keep revolving around the cosmic clock, living the same truth over and over and never learn shit. You see what I mean? But this time we want you to do it different. We want you to tame your monkey mind whenever you don't understand the words, not to just jump and say, I'm dumb, I can hear it. I don't know what's going on. That's what you say to yourself. You just don't know. You see what I mean? You have to sit there. You feel me? Because you see, children do that all the time. The parents are talking to them and they feel like it's boring and they want to do all sorts of other things. But the parents, where they stand, they know the children need what's being spoken of. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing. You see? When you find yourself not being able to sit and listen, that's the child within you that needs the parents within also to tame it and force it to sit there and listen. You see what I'm saying? So we need you to understand the Bible say to come. I know every leader, most leader will tell you that don't listen to the Bible, whatever. But we take the liberty to remind you of the Bible verse that says, you see, come as a child. You see, the child is because you're gonna be like that child when they say sit and listen, you will sit and listen because you know you are an enemy against yourself. Because your mind was forcing you to jump across the table as a ping pong ball is not your friend yet. You see, it is the greatest enemy that you can ever face, your own mind. You feel me? So that's what it is. I know you don't know that. That's why you're burning houses. I know you don't know that. That's why you're burning cars. You're burning everything, whatever. But trust me, I need the police. Many people need the police. And whoever say they don't need the police is because they're retarded. You feel me? You need the police. Why? Because we make it so. You see? That's why. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, or you say you don't get it, I will make sure that you get it. Any means possible. You will find yourself in a situation in less than 24 hours where you can see why you need the police. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying because that's the only, we want a police state. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we need it because you need it. You see? Because if you raise your child, if you cannot raise your child to respect my children, because the problem with my world is that I teach my children respect from home. Go home, to school, don't disrespect. But when they come to me and complaining, oh, Dad, it's not fair. You keep telling us to not do this, not that, but they don't respect that. They put even boys smack my ass, or the boys will say, oh, he took my lunch, or whatever is happening. So now you put someone like myself in a very bad situation. I'm teaching my children to respect, to love, and to do this, and then I'm going and face certain other parents' children that are doing the very opposite of that. So when that, because of the two opposite mindsets in one school alone in one room, now there's a need now created for the intermediary or the police or something like that. You see what I mean? Why? Because one is frustrated with the other energy. So now one is gonna need someone to come in or something to put peace, or somebody's gonna die. You see what I mean? That's why the 12-year-old killed another 14, or 14 killed the 12. Last time it just happened a few months, 2 months ago, I guess. You see what I mean? So now, when, let's say, the people that are burning, the same person who may ever burn a police car or something like this, is the same one if their children ever face a situation like this or something like that, they will be the first to call the police, you see. That's why sometimes you have to understand and see the reality in which you live. It's not lying to yourself, like, oh, fuck the police. That's why they force you to say that's what, maybe you heard it from a rap music, you heard it and then it sounded good, it made you feel cute in front of girls or whatever. And then you're gonna say it, and then after that, you just lie to yourself. Why? Because the first thing you do is call the police when you're in some sort of situation. You see? So do you really want a world where there's no one that, like if in your neighborhood is full of monkeys, mindless retards or something like that, so what do you think is gonna happen now if there's no one to come to aid or in between the two of you or something, like if you get disrespected? Do you really want that? Because of course, when you have the police, there's gonna be certain things that it's gonna come with that you don't like. That's just the way life is. Everything that comes with good has a bad to it. You see what I mean? If you give the police a reason to exist, of course. But because when I say give a reason to exist, is that many people may be with the idea of fuck the police. A lot of people may like that idea. Oh, fuck the police. But the reason they don't side with you with that police situation and be against it is because they know that they need the police in between you and them. You see what I mean? That's the problem. So if you will know you need it, then there's a better way to go about not worrying about getting rid of it, but getting rid of the reason it exists is the better way to go. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But we understand things will happen. And then many people will be like, oh, because last time I speak, they were like, oh, you know, man, how can you be so insensitive, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, I was working on a cartoon. It did not publish, but what was the cartoon about? It was a short film about a group of people. Like there was a baseball match or whatever, and then now there was a virus, whatever, this and that, blah blah blah, and then the virus affect people and turning them into zombies, whatever. The same Hollywood zombie situation, and then now and but before it happened, there was someone that came to that match, the baseball match, in the between in the stadium, stole the microphone and tried to preach people about the about love. Like, oh, we need to love each other. I know, this is the only thing that is gonna heal the world, whatever. Blah. And everybody's like, boo, get off the court, get off the field, whatever. They wanna watch their match. And no, a lot of things. Our future is not looking good if we don't change our ways, whatever. Blah blah blah. Love one another. You see what I mean? And then they kept booing, 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 and then boom, the zombies reached. They didn't know about that, and then now they wanna go and start loving the zombies, but it's too late, and they get bit and they die. You see what I mean? Why? Because when the guy was telling them to love, 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 and prevent what the future we're creating against ourselves, they were having too much fun to pay mind to that. They thought it was a waste of their time and whatever. But now, when the reality showed them that, yeah, baby, that's what we need to do in order to stop this. But it's already too late because when the message comes is when you take it. When you let it go, then it's done. I mean, that time is done. Next stage is already, here. Now it's time to apply what was being said. So now you say, okay, they go and try to love the zombies, and then the zombies bite them. Why? And then they can blame the guy that was saying, you said for us, okay, love can fix it, whatever. Yeah, love can fix it before the situation happened. You see what I mean? That's why many people will try telling me, oh, how can you be so insensitive? Because they think they can love better than I do. You see what I mean? But I'm not delusional. When you hear me speak of love, whatever, I'm not in the delusion type of love. I know love for what it is. I know the dark side, I know the light side, all that include. I'm not just talking love and light and sweet this and that, whatever. I'm talking love in its full power. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, basically they will say that, but what did I find out today? You see? Somebody sent me something today. Let me see if I can share. It's that a lot of the things, okay, you want me to be sensitive, okay, literally not sensitive, because if I'm not, I'm not. If I am already. But you just want me to be delusional or, like, I don't know what word to use, but you see what I mean? Like acting like, okay, I don't know better. You see what I'm saying? And then go with my emotion on something I have no idea about. And I myself, I'm a movie maker. I'm an editor. I'm a very professional editor. I can make anything seem real. I can create whatever when you give me a computer and a few softwares. You see what I mean? So someone like myself, it's hard to play with my eyes. Why? Because I create worlds, you see, on a daily basis. You see what I mean? And manipulate eyes on a daily basis, so whatever. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, basically, I'm not new to this. I know how it works, so I can allow it to be done to me. So the thing is, like, before anyone ever shared with me, that's the sentiment I was in, and the reason why I took the stand I took. You see what I'm saying? So what it is now is that when they come and then they say you insensitive and whatever, blah, 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 it's because they don't understand. So therefore they want you to be in that same blind fit and situation. So let me share with you something real quick. You see? when you're looking at this, okay, and this is not to justify or to this to that, because I don't know if the brother really died. I don't know if what happens, because I know what world I'm living in. You see what I mean? I'm not saying that the brother couldn't be collateral damage for greater good or something like this. No, it doesn't matter. If you have to kill, kill. Because the thing is, like, basically, one thing I know is that certain people will do whatever it takes to win. You see what I'm saying? Even by sacrificing a few among them, especially someone who's just a collateral damage or something like that. You see what I mean? Meaning someone who cannot serve any greater purpose than to be a self-sacrifice pawn or something like this, you see? So the thing is, like, basically, when you see this, now you understand, okay, I can get to understand that the how you call it, the officer or something like that, and how you call it, uh, yeah, the officer and hold on, let me see. Yeah, the officer and the brother George. You see, both work together as bouncers in clubs and stuff like this. You see, I mean, they know each other or something, and then it is there. And then somebody was even speaking about how the hell, you know, a man of his stature. You see, I mean, like 6 feet or 6 feet 4. How a little officer gonna put his little knee on his neck, and then that's gonna kill, when even a fish naturally is gonna start flapping when its life is at stake. It's a natural reaction when you suffocate someone, that they're gonna fight, like the muscles themselves, without the body don't even need to do anything. The muscles themselves will react and then push whoever is strangling it or whatever away, especially if it's strong. If the man is strong enough, that's what's gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing, and a lot of the things don't make much sense really. And then it is too convenient of the time also for me to go and be emotional about the situation and stuff like this or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'm not, it's too, it's too, I mean, it's too synchronized. Because I'm the type, if I'm seeing synchronicity, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's random. I don't be of that sentiment. When I see synchronicity, I blame it on the ancestors, I blame it on God, I blame it on someone. You see what I mean? Because I don't believe in, just synchronicity without intention behind it. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, basically, it's just, when you see that now, if I understand, okay, it can be a situation that may be manipulated. I'm just not saying it is, but that may be manipulated or something like this. So my job is to sit and then make sure I speak the people properly or whatever, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? But before I can force them to go and do what is expected of us, I will make sure to know if that's the right action. Do we act as expected? And meaning the very action that they already have, the next move is just like saying you're on the chess table, and then your opponent already know what piece you're gonna move and where you're gonna move it to, and with this knowledge, they know exactly what to do next after your move as well. So the thing is, like, I'm like, okay, reason I have to stay in the middle of it. Why? Because I understand amongst the 1% may be stupid ones, and amongst the 99 may be stupid ones. You feel me? So the ones in the 1% that may be stupid, they may not understand. You see the connection between the 99 and the 1. You see what I mean? Or something like this, or whatever. The same issues that the 99 have may exist among the 1% as well. Because remember, we're not living in a society that is fully organic, that your energy and your expertise and your wisdom bring you to the level of billionaires or whatever, this and that. It is not that what bring you. It is how cunning and how this that can bring you there the fastest, you see. That's the thing. So if I know is the how cunning, how this, how that you are, and then how you know what I mean, like selfish and all of the situation that can bring you there faster. So of course that's not, you know, I understand that, you know, a lot of things they may not understand, but what it is that we just gotta understand. Where was I, Willie? Yeah, with that situation, I'm so grateful, you know, for whoever shared this, and shout out to whoever. You see what I mean? Because as I trust myself not to be acting like everyone, but at the same time, I wish to know, am I doing the right thing as well? Because remember, those who really know anything always doubt themselves. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't want to be too delusional. They don't want to think there's nothing else or whatever. You see what I mean? That's the vulnerable strength. You see what I'm saying? So what it is like we recognize that, okay, these things, you see, and people, if you wanna really be like, if you really care about police brutality, you have to start being the better version of yourself. I know it may not make sense to monkeys and the retarded mindsets, but this is the truth. You see what I mean? Like I said, you not to be, let's say it's not even about the police anymore, because that's something that's gonna be taken care of by itself. But the thing is, like, it's the true danger, which is each of us. You see what I mean? So now, when we just thinking that how we think is okay, we can, oh fuck that, I don't want let nobody fuck with me, whatever, blah blah blah, this and that. When we have this type of sentiment, which is the norm for an animal, you know what I mean, like a reaction, that's how animals react indeed. So what it is, when we have animalistic impulses and reactions and stuff like this to every situation, then in such a dangerous state, you see what I mean, then you see we do need proper guidance indeed. You see what I'm saying? The thing is, like, basically, if we have to make sure that we don't continue in that same thing, because I know you used to people telling you the problem is outside, the enemy is outside, it's this one, it's that one, this and that. But the more you do that, the more you end up being played, because many people was feeling certain way about me, not saying, crying and pretending to be sad about the situation, then now they understand. They feel played now. Why? Because, and it keeps happening to them, but they never learn. You see what I mean? But the reason I don't keep enjoying my wins over you and stuff like this is because I don't want to pacify you. I don't want at the same time, you see, because there's no comfortability in this. I can't be comfortable with it. Yeah, look, I told ya. I told ya. I always listen to what I say. I told you, don't give a fuck about what's happening in the. Nah, I can never say that, because you can never be too. Take the middle path. Many people, you know, those who listen to what may jump thinking they're better now, and they may jump and say, okay, you know what, go and do this, and trying to push you further to a lopsided edge or something like that. You see what I mean? But the middle path is what you keep. You see, if I ever brought you to it, this is where you stay. You see what I'm saying? Because of course you're gonna always find a reason to jump left and right, whatever, which can be done strategically if you know what you're doing. Then every corridor is your playground. You see what I mean? Like someone like myself, it doesn't matter where I turn, I can always come back to center, because I understand life itself. You see what I'm saying? So even when I'm lost, I can make the best of the situation. You see, that's the exact thing I'm trying to help everyone understand. You see what I mean? But before you are so masterful, and in order to be able to go anywhere and find yourself back, you have to really take the time to work on yourself. You see what I mean? And then maybe to work on yourself, you can never take the time to blame anyone outside, like you tame that mind when he try to give you some scapegoat or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But the main thing is that we want to hear the cry of the people, and many leaders are telling you, you need to go burn this, you need to go burn that. But one thing you have to understand, look at, there's many people that was leading the masses into revolution and stuff now are saying that, oh, how can you do this? You're so stupid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like for doing this, whatever. But what did you mean when you were calling on the revolution? You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You see, that's why we have to focus on what it is we need to say. You see what I mean? And make sure to brainstorm about it too, run it by others and see like if it's something that is the proper move. You see what I mean? Don't be too quick, because look at the people you take as your enemy. Look how they may take 100 years with one agenda. Like they take 100 years before they make a step. They're not in a rush. You see what I mean? So why would you be? You see? And I understand the monkey will always be in a rush because that's the nature of the monkey. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, you have to tame that, and you need people in your corner that can help you tame that. But most of the time, if you're a monkey dangerous against yourself, you're always gonna wanna make an enemy, the one that don't think like you, the one that's forcing you to chill out or something like that. You see? But the thing is, like, the life is such a paradox indeed, and get comfortable with paradoxes because that's what it is. You see? Because most of the time people will say, protest and whatever. You see, I mean, you protest, you do this, you make noise and this and that, blah blah blah. And some I cannot come and say no, do not, because there is time that this may be the right thing to do. But the best thing is to teach you how to make the best decisions yourselves. You see, that's the thing. You feel me? Make the best decisions. You see. So what it is that what is it I'm trying to good tea, eh? So it's just that I understand people. I let people speak and let your leaders talk and whatever this and that. But the best thing is I gather. I hear everyone and I understand. But the best one I gather is still the same thing I've been saying, to go back to self. You see what I mean? To go back to self and then do the work. Because there's no such thing as a society where police is soft and smiling, but two 12-year-olds are stabbing each other. It doesn't make sense. You see, it can't exist. You feel me? And if it can happen amongst you, then you cannot cry when it happens with the police clashing with the people either. Okay, if you allow it to exist from a micro level, then you can complain if it start happening on a macro level. You see what I'm saying? That's what we gotta understand. That's the thing. And that's why I need every leader to understand the world and how it works so that they can know exactly what to tell the people. And most of the time, it's not gonna be the common sense thing. It's not what the masses are saying. It's never gonna be that. Because remember, the masses are the one in need of leadership, not the other way around. The masses, just because your thought, is in alignment with the masses, with those that are oppressed and this and that, does not mean you are able to lead them. Because it only means you are not able. If your thought is in alignment with the masses that need leadership, it should tell you that you can't lead the masses. The masses have to be able to not trust, oh, what this nigga talking about? They have to see something different. You see, you have to think differently than them to lead them differently than how they are already leading themselves. But if you think the way they think and what you say is what they say or whatever all the time, then can you lead them to anything different than what they're already leading themselves in reality? You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's just that I get it, and I'm so comfortable already with my skin, thank God, with being the black sheep, with being the one standing against the norm or against the current or whatever. So it does not depend on you whatsoever, because thank God for that. Why? Because that's the only reason why I'm able to stand the worst problem I ever had, which is the people themselves. You see what I'm saying? So what it is that it's not about burning this and that. We need to gather our people, and when we're teaching, to take the teaching to what you see Muji is talking about to his followers, or not followers, but to his satsang participants, and also the people of Satguru and the people of whoever, is trying to lead the masses out there. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that you will find them not blaming anyone, not doing this, not doing that, not doing a lot of things that you see the masses. And this is why I share them to the masses. Why? Because their thought process is different from that of the masses. Meaning they can lead the masses to something different. You see what I mean? Something new. You feel me? That's the thing. And when you see me sharing something that of a leader that has the same level of understanding with the masses, it's there's a reason for that as well. It could be a simple thing they say or how they learn and whatever. There's a reason. You see what I mean? But mostly I share those that are able to guide the leaders. They may not the leaders that I share may not be able to lead the masses directly, you feel me? But they will be able to be the one teaching the leaders that will guide the masses. You see, because I understand the difference between the timeline that they are on and the levels of consciousness they are on and all of these things. Because when they are so different in consciousness, then they may not, you know, meet each other properly or something like this. Then one which is who is in the middle, I mean, may be the better teacher or something like that. That's why I share Muji's work because I understand the way it works and stuff like that, you see? But people need to understand that. It is really not, I know how you program, I know how dumb we are. We think everything is about making a dollar, that's what's gonna fix the world, whatever. You see, I get it, you see? But the thing we have to understand, just because I get you doesn't mean I'm gonna deny reality. You see what I'm saying? The reality is, you see, it's the work that needs to be done has to be done. You see what I mean? And the more we don't do it, the more we're gonna see a reason why we should. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like we have a new week coming and stuff like that, and we want everyone to be safe and happy and living and experiencing and doing what they need to do and stuff. So we hope people hear, the message, and we hope there's no, we will make sure to share that. We come on YouTube because we did not want any energies to find us and disturb, the message and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, basically, will be shared indeed. You see, once it is done, it will be shared on Facebook, where everyone who is alive or who is thinking for themselves will may gravitate towards it because it's made for intention for those who truly want change, who truly want to see something better or something like that. You see what I mean? So what it is just when you look at the people here, what would I say? You will find that you see what I mean? It's just what it is, and a lot of people share also people, that were masked because the true protesters, those that are manipulated, they don't even have masks. You see, because then they're not even thinking about themselves for the moment. They're too mad to think about safety and all of these things. But there are some that are so collected because they are not acting, reacting. They are there for a purpose and they know what that is. So they wear masks, they do this, they do that, and they know why they're there for, whether they get paid for it or not. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. You feel me? So, and that's how people gotta act. You see what I mean? That's how you have to lead yourselves too. But the more you don't lead yourself to the best way possible, is the more too you will force people to join what you call your enemy. Because the way life works, that's the only way to it. You remember, you don't leave people with choice of fight or flight. You see, if you're too stupid as a people, then what's gonna happen? You're gonna force people to flee from helping you, from serving you, not only because you keep talking about enemy and being white and whatever, blah blah blah, and all sorts of nonsense. You see what I mean? And then also because it's just you just I mean I don't know. Actually, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to speak with straight, like, so I mean, when things should be so simple. You feel me? But that's what it is. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So what you really need in something like this to be teaching each other is to not be the problem in the first place. I understand your gut, full of parasites or not, may tell you, oh, how we gonna do that, and people do the killing us and stuff like this and that, and we want us to sit there and not do anything. Blah, blah. No, Like I said, anyone like there's you see police mostly in the hood anyway, in the poor neighborhood mostly, because that's where a lot of problems, people make a lot of noise or whatever for whatever reason. You see what I mean? So now, doesn't matter what it is or something like this, but of course, if there's a mindset out there of slavery or stupidity and stuff like this, then of course certain things that may seem wrong become the norm. Things like police brutality, this and that. That's the thing, because when you have to put leadership among animals, then of course there's no choice to be acting like animals. So the thing is like, that's why we have to understand. It's just it has to do with us dealing with each other and properly first. You see, respect. I want to see a world, and trust me, that's what it is. If I ever have to say fuck the police, that's gonna be the only reason. Meaning they mean shit. You see, Willie, what's the power, Willie? You see what I mean? The only problem is the people. You see what I mean? So people gotta understand they have to learn to respect. You see what I mean? Learn to respect each other and stuff like this, and learn and you have to go into school now, even police inside schools, and people will be like, "Oh, the police state is taking over," blah blah blah. But what do you want the police to do? When parents are calling and complaining to the police, like, "Oh, my daughter was keep being touched, or my son keep being punched in the face, and nobody's doing anything about it," and then what do you think? Government, police, you leave them no choice but to find a solution, because they don't want to be blamed for your children coming and doing stupidity and stuff like that. You see what I mean? So that's what it is, you see. So the minute that we leave a room for stupidity to exist, then there's gonna be more stupidity against ourselves. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. How woke you are, you see, because when I speak, only the living can hear me. Indeed, you see what I'm saying? I get that, but so long as there's a few living, then the dead is under control. So the thing is like, basically, we have to bring a society before we can even touch police brutality. We have to start from home. You feel me? Because that's how you start fixing shit. It's not by going to the neighbor's house or next company or whatever, but you start in your own home. Before you can blame someone, you have to make sure you are not that problem. You see what I mean? Trust me on that one. It may not make sense. The dumber you are, the less sense it may make to you. But trust me, it's because you're dumb. You feel me? So the thing is like, basically, you just understand that from now on, you have to raise your level of understanding and raise your self-respect and all the virtues that it's, I mean, the integrities, there are all these type of things within yourself. You see what I mean? And trust me, as I'm guiding you to the world you are wishing for, only the worst enemy you have can never be the police, it can never be the government, it can never be but yourself. You see? That's the way with me. You see? When you stand with me, your greatest enemy is yourself. You see? I don't know. When you're with your leaders or whatever, then that's different. The police may be the enemy. I trust you. The police may be the enemy. The government may be there. But when you're in my corner, you are your greatest enemy, because there's no enemy that can stand you with me. You feel me? So the thing is like, basically, what it is just that you see, like, fix yourself. You feel me? Fix yourself, and I don't know, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's better, I mean, like, I try to just speak it, but maybe I should have been on Facebook. Because a lot of things I feel like I need to say, but they're not coming up, or maybe I don't know how to say it to make sense to the masses and stuff like that. But it is what it is. We'll come and try to talk again and stuff like this. But my thing is that I just want you to understand that just because I'm not calling you to go and commit suicide out there or doing this, doing that, it's because not everybody really deserve a lot of those things that may come the way, because you're dealing with the type of people that they will do whatever it takes, even killing their own children to win. You see, this is where you at. When you in your corner, you are the type that would judge. You see, amongst yourself, wasting time judging the reaction of each other and stuff like this instead of understanding certain things. I don't know, man. It's just you're not ready at all. You see what I mean? And then the thing again is what is um uh, you see what I mean? Then they will take the time, they will do whatever they do, and then they will manipulate you in your goodness, making you do certain things. They will do things to manipulate your emotions and then make you act stupid so that they can bring about, because they cannot bring a next level unless they first make you react to the first, so that the reaction can bring level two. You see what I mean? And then you always fall for it. And least the leaders, I'm saying, because I cannot blame the masses. I can blame only the leaders amongst the masses. You see what I mean? Because you are the one that tell them to do, and if you tell them not to do, they may not have done, or something. So they really are the children. No one blames children. You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically it's just you just gotta see that you see what I mean. Changing the way you think for a minute, and also we need you also to understand as human being. If you ever say yo show a gun to a face of anyone, telling them you fuck with me, I'll fuck you up, or whatever we do all the time when we want to show how gangster we are or something like this, I want you to be awakened enough to know that the minute that you take that stand, you create a world within everyone else in existence on the planet with the same mentality, with the same way as well. Because it's never really about you alone. You see, I mean, if you choose it as a norm, then it becomes a norm within society itself. That's why most of the time the monkey ones, they will create, and then when the creation face them or they face the mirror, they cry. They will create a society of injustice, and then when injustice is happening, they cry. But they forget that they themselves do the same thing that the police is doing to each other. They themselves, because most people will be try to tell you, oh, it's not about police, people do black killing black. I'm not saying black killing black, I'm saying people killing people. You see what I'm saying? If it's something that is normal, if you can ever, find a reason to validate the reason why you bully someone or you hurt someone or whatever for whatever the reason, then the same to rights and things given also to the police force indeed. You see what I mean? And everything else in life. You see what I mean? That's why I need you to understand what I'm talking about right now. You see what I mean? Because if you don't get the words I'm saying, trust me, you will never make any progress whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? I don't give a damn how rich your leader may be. Trust me on that one. So the thing is like, what it is that, you see what I'm saying? It's just, what would I say? Yeah, let me drink a little bit of water. This time I'm making distilled water because you see there's the tea bag still there. You know what I mean? Whatever. Maybe the distill will take that, the remaining from the cup. All right. So what it is just that you feel me? It's it's not simple. Or something like this is, I cannot really make it like a dictative type of thing. Like I come here and dictate my will. You see what I'm saying? This is to be a conversation where people listen and they give their feedbacks and then whatever, blah blah blah. That's how it's supposed to happen. I should have been on Facebook. I realized. You see what I mean? But that's what it is. But of course, even if I was on Facebook, who's to say because whoever is against the masses, if anyone is ever against the masses, I know they don't want to clash with me. I know they don't want to mess with me. I know it. So of course, they know if people listen to me, there's no winning for anyone but the people. So of course, it's not like that. And I help them too, because I understand where they are coming from. 1%, I get it. 99%, I get it too. You see what I mean? I am not against any of it. You feel me? Whoever needs will get from me, so long as they know what they need. You see what I'm saying? Because we are all in this together. Where the 99% doesn't come in and do their part, I know the 1% gotta come in and fill in the gap. You see what I'm saying? Because this is one world. You feel me? So the thing is like basically it's just that this you gotta take responsibility, and every leader have to talk to the people. Anyone that would come and ask about, why you want us to sit and this and that. It's not to tell the people to sit or not sit. But if you think it's for them to sit, first you are to be sitting, and then explain why you sit. You see what I mean? Allow them to understand why you sit, so that they can see it for themselves. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. You see what I mean? But by all means, it's like, when you see the masses, the thing is like, my job is to come and calm the masses down, because I want them to survive, I want them to live, I want them to enjoy whatever, blah, 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 even if they are a problem for themselves and their societies. But I still want good for the masses. But the other part who lose hope, or who don't think the masses deserve life and the waste of energy or whatever, then the people now have to hear the 1% and understand where they're coming from. So now the people now have to understand if that is true about themselves or not. You see what I'm saying? Because it is true that even on a boat, let's say there's a boat, really. You see what I'm saying? A boat, like, now there's a leak or whatever the situation may be on a plane or boat. And then now the first thing that's going to happen is we need less weight on the place. So now we first start by getting rid of things that we may not need. And then if we still need to lose weight, we're going to go even for the food. Even. But the food should be last, I believe, because whatever people's left gonna need the food to survive. So now the next thing is gonna be getting rid of certain people. You see what I mean? That, let's say, first, the only thing that matters is the essentials. The crew. The crew needs to run the ship, but so that's why they are exempt. So now, next, so we go. I mean, even we go now next, we save the crew, but it doesn't really necessarily mean that they may not come back to the crew and find least important amongst the crew too, because it's about losing weight for the moment, right? By all means necessary. I'm trying to make you understand something. So now you get rid of people that are overweight first, and you're taking too much weight and stuff in space. So you get rid of them first, throw them overboard, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and to make the boat a little lighter. So if it's still too heavy and everybody will die or something like this, so now you're gonna come back and start getting rid of some other, like the tallest or the ones that are heavier, continuously getting to the heavier until you're left with the lighter ones only. You see what I mean? And if you still need to lose people, you see what I mean? And you may lose the people to the point where you're gonna have to start attacking the crew itself. You see what I mean? The crew, okay, we still need to lose some more. So now we go into the crew and find those, you see what I mean, that are not really necessary. You see, like the servants, someone who's serving the plates. And if there's not too many people to serve, so we don't need that many servants, right? Or something like the old boss boy or whatever. So we may get rid of the boss boys at first. But all this is happening not because we in our feelings and whatever. This is literally strategies of life and stuff like this. You see what I mean? I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Something like this. You see what I mean? So that's just what it is. So that's when I say, okay, when those people that we let be in control of our world, you know what I mean, say this is what needs to be done, then we have to understand, okay, why is it needed and whatever, blah, 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 you see what I mean? And act like mature being and question the situations and stuff like this. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. But the people too, you see, they deserve ears, they deserve a voice because, we are all important. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But that's why I stand also with the people and stuff like that. But the thing is like, but how can I stand or how can anyone stand with the people that is against itself? You see what I mean? Because if you out there like a headless chicken, you don't know who your enemy is, you don't know who your friend is, you don't know anything about yourself, where you stand, why you even fighting for, you see what I mean? Then that's a big problem. You see what I'm saying? The thing you before you can even think of going to war, you first have to know who your enemy is. Not have an idea. You have to know your enemy. You see what I mean? Because the minute you're not sure of who your enemy is, then you leave too much room to be manipulated and end up killing your own soldiers or crew. You retarded to even going this way. So that's what it is. You see what I mean? You don't know. The minute that you are talking about black, white, or black power, white power, you don't know who your enemy is. So now you need to sit the fuck down for a moment and think about it. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like if you think whatever, you see what I mean? Because like I said, the minute that you go with these type of things, this is what was created for you, the thought process that was created for you. So of course there's already exists a solution for whatever can come off as a reaction from this thought process. You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically you thinking, oh, it's black, let's go kill the blacks, and no, let's go kill the whites. The whites say, let's go kill the blacks. You see what I mean? And then the puppet master's just standing there enjoying the spree, the murder, and whatever. I mean, doing the job. Because we needed them to die anyway. Whatever is what a better way than making them doing it for themselves, whatever. But trust me, where I stand, if you are that stupid, you see what I mean, and stuff like this, then really, whatever it is, it is. You see what I'm saying? That's how I see it. You feel me? The thing is, like when I say if you're that stupid too, I'm not speaking to the masses because the masses themselves, I mean, they are not here. Like I said, they don't need much of awakening. They don't need this, all that. You see what I mean? They only need to survive because that's who they are. That's who they came to be. They came to serve as the masses, as the lambs of society. You see what I mean? But of course, they will not want to be that because in their ego, there may be ego in leadership seat that are saying all sorts of things. You see what I mean? That may sound good, but in reality, cause a lot of problem. Like just like what can I say for you to understand? I mean, it's like let's say a mouth, one body. I was telling my child that earlier. One body, right? Let's say the world is one body, and then the mouthpiece that is speaking, the mouth. There's one mouth in the body. So the mouth keep talking, 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 but the mouth is not wise enough to guide the body properly. So now the mouth keeps telling every part of the body they should be heads, 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 be heads, be heads, be heads. And then now every toe, every finger, every part of the body wants to be in the head. Why? Because this is what the mouth is saying, because in the beginning was the word. And the word is powerful, the word is God. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. When you find everybody wants to be one thing, they don't know that bodies are made of different parts and stuff like this, then now we have a big problem we're dealing with. You see? And it's not even the masses. The masses is not the problem. It's that mouth. You see what I'm saying? The mouth that is mobilizing the body. The masses. That's the issue. You see what I mean? Because the masses really, they are literally drones, you see? And it's not even a judgment. It's just the reality. And they're not drones because they cannot be mouthpieces or brains and whatever. No. They're only drones because this is who they chose to be. Because a drone needs to be in the reality. Everything has a purpose, and this is the purpose. Except that drones, we need more drones than mouth. That's why you find in the body there's more fingers than you see mouth. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Certain things you may need one, certain things you may need many. You feel me? That's just the way it is. And then in society, you need many workers, one CEO. same thing. The corporations follow the same blueprint. You see what I mean? But if the CEO is a stupid monkey and forcing everybody to become CEO in the company, then nobody's gonna wanna clean, nobody's gonna wanna serve the desk, nobody's gonna wanna, because they just wanna go and sit as a CEO in the company. Then there's a problem in that company, because people, it's not that they want to be CEO that is wrong, is if they're not cut out for it, then in itself that's wrong. For them even to want to be that is already out of place. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reality of things. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, basically we just gotta understand how it works and this and that. And also I need everyone also who team to be awake to understand. You see, sometimes it may be about certain things. Okay, share this because it's funny, share that. But sometimes if it's something powerful, if it's something that you don't hear, if it's something that needs to be heard, if it's something, you make sure you be the one that start the trend of sharing it. You see what I mean? Share, share, share. Of course, I don't want to say these things, but you see what I mean? Anyway, so the thing is, that's what it is. But the thing is, I say again, shout out to Sister Hathor and her beau, Heru, you know what I mean? Both friends and, you know, fellow Haitian and stuff like this. Much respect. And we pray that the ancestors guide you and protect and do however you wish and stuff like that, because that was a powerful share, you know? Literally, they literally say everything I wanted to say. You see what I mean? And more. So the thing is, like, basically, and I share it also for those who may not know what I'm talking about. It's on my page, on my Facebook page. You see what I mean? It's a very powerful message, and I really have nothing to say about it except that, you know, we all need to hear it. You see what I mean? Because it is so true, and which is why I mentioned that, because I wanted people to understand, you know what I mean, that, you see, most of the time, you see, when people, even leaders at best, when they say certain things, sometimes it doesn't mean they, you know, they know everything. You see what I mean? Like the people that are telling you to go out there and riot and make noise and get killed and stuff like this, and that, you know, they just don't know what they're doing. They don't know. To them, they think that's the right thing, to the degree that sometimes we even think that's the right thing. That's the peer pressure. We think like, oh shit, maybe that's, or maybe, oh man, you just kill that man, whatever, blah blah blah. But that's the thing. You see what I mean? So we have to be able to tame that monkey inside that is forcing us to react and stuff like that. You see what I mean? Give it some times, because time will always reveal the truth to you, to see if it's something legitimate, if it's not, if it's this and that, which is why you need leadership to a degree. The leadership can be a hierarchy in itself, but even if you have leaders forcing you to go and be suicidal, so long as you have other leaders in your ears as well, and that leader also that led you to that have leaders that are telling him something different. How do you choose a proper leader? Is the one that is open-minded. It's simple. If it's someone who always think he knows and he doesn't listen, like me myself, I'm the type that really, trust me. That's why I hate being. I don't want to be leader, because I would be the worst. I am the dictator type. You see what I mean? That's why I don't lead. Because when you see me take leadership, it's because it's needed. Because I'm the last resort, to tell you the truth. You don't want to fuck with me. You don't want me as your leader. You don't want that. You're not ready. You see? I may be worse than the police state you see out there. You feel me? Because I'm not the type that's gonna allow you to second guess me, to question me. Not that I'm gonna hurt you, but I'm gonna sit back and watch you get hurt and not do shit about it, just so that you can learn a lesson. You see what I mean? That's just how I am. That's how I was raised. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, but I'm not gonna get mad at those who raised me that way. Because that's what I'm strong mentally like that. That's because of that way of being raised. You see what I mean? That's why I can only be that type of parent to you. You see what I mean? The one that don't allow any excuse or stupidity at all, no scapegoat, whatever. Just be that greatness or not. Period. You see what I mean? That's just the way I am. You see. So the thing is like because I don't like losing, and if I would rather take you out instead of losing. You see what I mean? That's just how I see it. Because if I take a situation into my hands, it means it's very valuable to me. And when something is valuable to me, I'll do whatever it takes. You see what I mean? There's no saying what I can or cannot do. You see what I mean? That's just the way it is. You see? So the thing is like every time we do something, you see what I mean? Every time we do something, we bring something else to us. Let's say, for instance, you see the people out there protesting, doing a lot of nonsense, whatever. If you don't deserve it, then trust me, it doesn't even matter if you do or don't do about it. If you don't do it, if you do about it, that would be the best thing that ever happened to the police or whoever is against you. If you do about it. But if you choose not to do about something that is unjustly done against you, the karma that will come from that is worse than anything you can ever do to the police or the government or whatever. That's the reality. See? So the thing is like basically you will see that of course it's what would I say? Um, uh, t- 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 you would see that yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Did I forget? Yeah, I did forget what I was saying. So the thing is, yeah, damn, it's already 12:30. So what would I say? Yeah, where was I, guys? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just my words doesn't change. I'm not the type that if I told you before, yeah, all this happened to go within to not take your energy away from yourself. You know, I'm pretty sure people, you know, who would follow me, they say the same, you know, what I mean, and stuff like this. So, you know, or people who trust me or whatever, they will say the same. You feel me? So the thing is like when you hear these things, it was prior to when you need to make that decision. So we already were ahead of you, guiding you to that moment. But you agreed with it. But when the time comes, though, that's why they always say the map is different from the terrain. You see what I mean? So yeah, we gave you the map, obviously. You see what I mean? But then when the terrain comes for you to walk it, then you fell miserably. You see what I mean? But someone will win. It's just not you. You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically it's just you know you gotta do better. You feel me? Um, be better at listening, and we understand that you know you go with the obvious, but sometimes you know the obvious is what you question the most. You see what I mean? Because those eyes are not really much your friends because they are so easily manipulated, obviously. So now you gotta make sure to not trust them too much, and your gut's too full of parasites or whatever. And some people, you know, even some people will say, "Oh, I don't eat meat. I don't do this. I don't have parasites." But no, remember, if you have different bodies, you multi-dimensional beings. If you have different body, the body of the 3D the 3D body, the avatar for the you know physical world, that gut is full of parasites in that world. But sometimes it may not be full of parasite in this world, but it's full of parasite in another world, like a mental world. The mental world is a different gut. You see what I mean? Or something like that. Is that gut may be full of parasite just because it's not full of parasite in the physical world. There's not a part of you in some world that may be full of parasite. You see what I'm saying? It's a paradox. It's complicated. You see, a lot of people feel too comfortable in their own skin, really, which is a good thing somehow. But the same good can be a bad thing as well. You see, remember, for every good, there's a bad to it. You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically is somehow my energy remain the same. I don't change my words much often. So I would always continue to say to go within, because everything you see happening out there, whether I'm doing it or God is doing it or Mother Nature is doing it or you doing it, we all doing it. So the thing is like the minute that you find yourself in things, especially in these times, to take time for yourself. You see what I mean? And meditate on yourself. Most of the time we meditate with, like we pray, like begging God to give us things and stuff like this, like material things, and so that the police can respect us because of these things and stuff like that. Because the leaders tell us that money, power, respect, or whatever the norm is, or something like that. You see what I mean? But I'm sure you're not that stupid not to understand that there's a lot of people with money in front of you that is truly powerless. So what is truly is the power. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like what it is somehow to take the time to go within yourself, something like this, and continually, and ask yourself why these things are happening and stuff like this, from a perspective of how am I contributing to it. You see, where to the point where where nature will bring to your forefront, your child that you're raising, or your own self in your own society, in your own family, and this and that. Always looking to work on yourself, because this world is, you don't come to this world to fix it. You come to this world to fix your stand in it. You see what I mean? Because whatever you see in the world is what needs to be in the world for you to work on yourself. It's literally the tools. The police is a tool to get you to where you need to go. The government that governs you is a tool to get you to where you need to go. You are your greatest enemy. You see what I mean? That's what it is. You see? And even if it wasn't, that's what you need to hear. You feel me? That's the only truth that can serve you, whether it is the truth or a truth. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You feel me? And beautiful people going out there, young girls, young men as young as 16, listen to their parents, listen to their family members, listen to their neighborhood leaders, whatever. You see what I mean? Going out there and doing all this. We really appreciate, how they are open to help, open to, to fight for men they may have never met. And this is humanity, and that's why you're so worth it. Because look at it, how you stand up, how you get away from your own comfortability. You see, to go fight a fight that has nothing to do with your own pocket or something like that. That's why you see humanity deserve better. They deserve a chance and stuff like this. Because when it really comes down to it, the humanity come out. You see what I mean? Look how the whole world mobilized for the man. You see, but the thing is like, except that we wish that you see it was not something that was manipulated even to be. You see what I'm saying? But just because it was manipulated doesn't mean it's still not beautiful. There is still beautiful aspect of the situation. You see what I mean? That the people were willing to go out there, and they always prove to be willing to go and fight for justice and things like this. I'm not saying to change that mindset. Continue to care, continue to fight for others and this and that. That's beautiful. What I'm saying is just that we have to understand when we see the situation present to us to show us the society is unjust, the first turn we have to take is facing the mirror. You see what I mean? Like, okay, let me see, what am I doing that looks like that? You see? That is in alignment with that. You see what I'm saying? And then change that. You see? That's why many people you see cannot be leaders of monkeys, because they're not ready to take responsibility. They're not ready to take the seat of ownership. You see? They may want the seat, because many people like, I'm leader, I'm master, I'm this, I'm that. You see? But when it comes to doing the work, they will blame someone else because they will expect someone else to do the master work. You see what I mean? But let's, like Snoop Dogg say, it costs to be the boss. You see, you have to live the life, to be it. You see what I'm saying? But if you are seeking comfortability and seeking whatever it is, you see what I mean? Like, if you have a dream, even, You see what I mean? Then you need comfortability. You see, because your dream is to be comfortable. So that's what it is. You see what I mean? And then once your dream is to be comfortable, then you are the one to take the back seat and be told what to do in order to be comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Because those who want to be comfortable, they are the children. They are not in the position to say anything about anything, to do anything about anything. You see what I mean? That's the reality. My job is only to show it to you as it is, since you are not able to see it for yourself. But I'm not telling you how to be or what to be or whatever. Of course, be whatever you need to be, because that's not phase me. It doesn't matter to me anyway. Bring me whatever energy, I will make it whatever I want it to be. You see what I mean? I'm not worried at all. And the best I want out of you is what you think you need to be. You see what I mean? That's all. So be yourselves by all means. I'm not trying to change that. You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically is just we just wanna make sure we did our part. We help. You see what I mean? As everyone think they are. You see what I mean? So shall we do the same? You see what I mean? So must we do the same? Even. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. We want you to understand that no weapons formed against you shall prosper against yourself, except yourself. And to know that it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's always for your own sake. And if it's happening to you, you best believe we understand you curse God and you have a reason to, because trust me, God has something to do with it. Because God does not allow anything to happen unless He knows there's something in it for you or something like that. That's why God says you sometimes you ask for things that you hate things that are good for you, and you love things that are not good for you. You see what I'm saying? Well, when God or nature sends you the test or the trials and the tribulations, you curse God. And trust me, the next thing is gonna be nature that you curse. You see what I mean? Because you're always gonna once you give yourself the need for a scapegoat, you're never gonna cease looking for it. You see what I mean? To the point where you're the only one that's gonna be left standing, and you self-defeated. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically you will not do this to yourself, seeking scapegoats any further, any longer. And the leaders that are doing this, I'm thinking also you're not doing it by ill intent. It may just be that you don't know better. You see what I mean? So the thing is like what it is to understand. You see what I mean? It's okay, of course. Like I said, in the end, you will serve anyway. You do as the kappa or as the 1% expects you to, so that they can move to level 2 or whatever, or next phase is up to you. You see what I mean? Because whatever needs to be will be. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time too, if you take matters into your own hand and evolve or mature as a being, then also it will work out for us. There's no losing where we're standing. You see what I mean? That's why we're trying to pull you there, because you can't lose there. There's nothing to lose. You already win. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like, but it takes much responsibility. It takes self accountability and stuff like that, maturity and all of these things that you may not find very attractive from where you stand. You see what I mean? So the thing is like basically, we hope we see no further senseless noises. You see what I mean? And to the point where even we confuse the police too at time, because the police look at the police, they kneel, some of them, you see, because they don't feel like they're against anyone. You see what I mean? That's the thing, we have to be aware of all of that. You see what I mean? And then there are some also that may just come and wanna do whatever needs to be done. It's because they're already tired of that. They know how dangerous people are, or whatever, blah blah blah. You see what I mean? That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So they will come and do because to them we give them a reason to think that we are animals or something like that. You see what I mean? That's the thing. You see? So it is time that we think better and do better. See? Because there's a type of people that you may become. The type of people that we are trying to transform you into or transform ourselves into is the type that the whole world will find it very weird for any man or any police to come and put their knees on the neck of someone like yourself. You see what I mean? They will find it weird. Like it will always prove to them that this is an unjust society. Now, when you kill one, you might find some say, this nigga deserve it. Or some will say, oh, that's wrong. But there's a place you be. You are so into yourself and so grounded and stuff like this that there cannot be any different opinions. You'll just be wrong, period, by any means. You see what I mean? Because people know. But many of you will say, okay, you know, not Malcolm, but Dr. King, you see what I mean? Dr. King, you know, may he travel well. You see what I mean? He was peaceful, but yet they killed him. You see what I mean? We get all that. But, you know, it's not about peaceful or not peaceful. You see what I mean? I'm not even there with you, really. It's not the type to ask that question because I don't tell you to be peaceful, to protest, period. So there's no, for you to ask what kind of protest is peaceful or non-peaceful, I have to first tell you to protest. But I never say that. What I say is that go within and look where you are guilty in creating the world the way it is. You see what I mean? It may not make much sense to you. You may not even be able to pinpoint it because it all depends. Because your eyes have to be able to see it. You see what I mean? So that's why sometimes you may need a third party, like follow a group or join a class or whatever you gotta do to work on yourself. Whatever your spirit tells you you need to do, it will be in your face anyway. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But you do have to work on yourself. We want a world, and it's possible, where even the 99% is safe. You see? The 99% is no danger for itself and no one else. You see what I mean? We can create such a world. Why? Because it's a matter of mouth being in its proper place. When we say the mouth being in its proper place, we want you to see it as the mouth. When you're looking at my body or your body, you see it where it is. But in a world where there's no body, mouth being in the proper place means the wisest voice, if you catch my drift. You see? Because there have to be something that replaced the physical part if we are not in a physical world. You see what I'm saying? So it's the wisest voice. You see, that would be the mouthpiece in that body. So that's what it is. The minute that you have that, then okay, you are safe too, because in the beginning was the word, meaning the king is the mouth. You see what I mean? Because that's who's gonna tell where to turn. So if it is wise, then the whole body will be rightly guided. You see what I mean? The whole army, which is the body, will be rightly guided. Because the one saying the command, you know what I mean, is in alignment with where the command is coming from. Alignment with the heart. You know what I mean? Or should we say headquarters or the Pentagon. That's the heart. You see what I mean? So that's the thing, really. You see what I mean? But we want you to understand that you are the problem. That never changed. We understand all the, how you call it, all the symptoms and all the, how you call that again? Yeah, the symptoms. We understand the symptoms exist, whether in form of police brutality or whatever, this and that. But that's not the source. That's not the sickness itself. You see what I mean? That's just the symptoms of the sickness. We can go about rioting against the symptoms, but that's not gonna heal the source. You see? So we tend to go directly to source, and source is you. You are source. And you said it. You say you God, and God is source. So when you say you are God, if you love that idea, then it comes with accountability. You see what I mean? So I accept you as a God. So now here's the responsibility. Take accountability. So the thing is like basically we just do that and stuff like this. And we lead our people, you see what I mean, to when they come to you, I understand, the peer pressure for every leaders, because it happened to me. The thing is like when they come to you seeking answers, like, oh, look what, we should do this, that, whatever. Yes, I know it may not make sense to you. That's why you fall for the peer pressure. But yes, it is what needs to be done. Focus on yourself. Because that's what we were saying before it happened. We were forcing people to take their energy. Don't give your energy away. Keep it here. You see, that whether it is the blame energy, whether it is the guilt energy, whether it is whatever, keep it in. You see what I mean? Keep it to yourself. You see, that's what we mean by that. Don't let it go anywhere else. You see what I'm saying? So, but it feels so good to be able to blame someone. Yeah, it does feel good to take the rewards, but not the blame. We get it. We all the same anyway, right? So that's what it is. You feel me? So we need you to just tell the people yes and feel confident that this is the right way. This is what we need to do. Oh, they're just get away. Yeah. But it's been happening. That's one thing. Police been doing that because police. What was the need for police in the first place? Remember why police had to be created for social control. You see, to help buffer the control. You see what I'm saying between the leaders and the led, or between corporations and people, between government and people, between you know what I mean, two poles. That's what the poles are about. You see what I mean? So the thing is like if they are created to bring order by any means, then that's what the energy is about. The intention behind the creation is gonna be that. But if more and more we are becoming, because most people want me to take the excuses like, oh, they put drugs into our neighborhood. All right then. They put drugs in our neighborhood, but we still have the choice, you see, whether to use these drugs or not. But when we take the drugs for whatever reason, whether we wanted to feed our children or buy houses for ourselves and Lamborghinis and Cadillacs and feel better than others in the neighborhood, whatever the reason was. But now, once we take the drugs because of our needs over the need of society or the greater good, then it shows the police that we are dangerous. So now it shows that they have a reason to be. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. And oh, they did this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're the one that are making the noises and doing all of this. Blah, blah, blah. But if we keep falling for it, then it shows that, we deserve whatever. We have to evolve. We have to grow. Because trust me, whether you understand what I'm saying or not, at least go back to history and see if even anything was ever done differently than what you're doing right now for the same exact things. You see what I mean? Okay, police killed that one. All right, it's not new, but maybe to you, okay, boom, what do? Let's go protest. That's not new, maybe to you, but except that we expect it to work this time and we get different results. No, you see what I mean? That's insanity. You see what I'm saying? So if he has not worked before, it's time for the leaders that are telling you to do it to take the back seat and allow a new leadership to come in for their own sake. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. It's time for something new. Feel me? It's a new world, new time. Let's start it new. You see what I mean? Now, okay, they killed someone, whatever. It's not really because it's black or white. It's just human, period. That's how we want to do it. And what I'm trying to bring my will to also is not about, okay, I'm black, Black Lives Matter, whatever. And somebody put something beautiful today. Okay, when someone say Black Lives Matter, and someone come and say all lives matter. Yo, you guys gotta stop making me laugh, son. You feel me? If someone come and say black, that's the thing. Reason I don't say or I don't jump on the Black Lives Matter boat, not because I knew from the get-go who created the Black Lives Matter in the first place, but it's because I already know, before I even know that who created Black Lives Matter, I already know. You see, I mean, okay, if I say Black Lives Matter, then I'm gonna give, that's not the highest calling. For nature, the highest calling is all lives matter. You feel me? The animals, the dogs, the cats, the trees, the worms, the fungi, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything matters. You see, all lives matter. So that's why when you pick the banner of Black Lives Matter, then you have picked the weakest of legs. You see what I mean? Why? It becomes even weaker when even among your black people that you say matter are the worst enemies for you, because it's really not about color. It's certain black folks, your color may come to you, present the worst threat to you when that any white man can ever present. You see what I mean? Or vice versa. A white person may present the worst enemy to another white than any black person can ever. I'm sure we all can relate to this. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that simple. Yes, it's easy to pick the obvious, yes, but see, the truth is not that simple. Always stranger than fiction. You see what I'm saying? So when we take the surface and go with the surface, okay, all lives matter, all Black lives matter, then it becomes a game. But it becomes a game because of how weak we are in our callings. We pick the weakest things. When I lead my people, myself, what do I tell them? When you are looking to stand for something, it is more powerful when you stand for something outside of yourself. And that goes beyond yourself. It means if you want a voice in society, it cannot be your own stomach. Let's say you're fighting for hunger. You're starving, you're hungry, you're poor, you don't have food, whatever. And you now that gives you a reason to stand for against poverty and hunger. Never, never go for yourself. Never be like, oh, I'm hungry. Fuck everybody. Fuck the police. Fuck the government. I want to eat. Thank you, baby. I love you. You see what I mean? Oh, I thought you cared.
I didn't. I just wanted.
All right, baby. Can you bring me one? I have mine. Oh, yeah. I have mine. Yeah.
I
Bring me
don't think
one.
there's another one in the fridge. I'll check.
Okay. So, you see what I mean, guys? So, what it is that when you just come and say you pick the weakest of things, meaning you never choose to fight for yourself. That's a weak move whatsoever. Any leader should know this. You see, you never go and be like, oh, I'm hungry. It's never about you. Because when it's about you, the universe don't even give a fuck. Because how many people are hungry? You see, I mean, why would they care about you being hungry? Why would the universe care? If the universe doesn't, nature doesn't, why would anyone care? But if you come for something else, for greater than yourself, like, oh, hunger is bad, so many people around the
I got
world,
my own cup.
so many people around the world are hungry, that's not the way to the thing's supposed to be, whatever, then it's a stronger thing. It's not about you being hungry anymore. You see, you're like crying for food or opportunities anymore. It's not that weak anymore. Same thing again. I keep teaching the black people somehow. It's not really about, oh, black lives, black lives. Nah, that's the most retarded core. You see, you don't pick up weakness and expect it to become strong. You see what I mean? The thing is, like, when you go, then it becomes a joke right then and there. All lives matter, which is the higher core. So who do you think nature heal more? All lives matter, because this is what nature stands for all lives. You see what I mean? I understand it may not make sense to the lay mind, indeed. Of course it can't. You see, you know what I mean? But that's the truth, and truth is stranger than fiction. You see what I mean? You cannot just come and be, oh, come on, man. You see what I mean? Then it's too weak, like I said. You see what I mean? It's weak. So now, you said already that you are the mothers and fathers of civilization. And how you gonna be crying for food or whatever, justice or this and that freedom as parents of society and things like this. But don't you think it would be a greater call if you like all lives matter? Period. I need you to understand when you cry for your own stomach, it doesn't hold any weight. You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It does not. And that's why you see how you can make it about black or white from that state of mind. Because all lives matter. You stand with the higher truth. You see what I mean? That's what it is. But when you go with the weaker, like I said, then you're already self defeating. So the best thing the elite can do is to use your energy for their good against you because it's your energy, yet you didn't use it. Just like someone who has a company, you go work for them. Hell yeah, they're gonna take you and pay you for the hour, however you want, how much you want, or get paid for your hour, because they will take your energy and use it for their company. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. You get a little something out of it. You see what I mean? But they truly get it themselves. You see, and that's why never, like I said, it's the ancestors are not here to fight a fight because you black and then he wants the world to worship. How the fuck the world gonna worship a people that they don't even know themselves? We gotta keep it real. You see what I'm saying? The thing is, like, let's look at ourselves. What's the best we offer in the world these days? All right, some rap music with a few naked girls twerking. All the children now are twerking. Thank God, indeed. That's what we're offering. So what's the worship in that? Why would anyone worship us as the greatest gods on earth for that? You see, all right, we bounce a ball, indeed, I get it. You see what I mean? We do certain things. You see, I get that, okay, you do get worship, but enough for it already. You have fans, you have millions of followers on social media, that's enough. You see what I mean? But when we want like a world recognition, that we need to do better. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you shouldn't respect anyone that would respect anything we do now. You see what I'm saying? Why would you? That shows you stupid, you retarded. You see what I'm saying? So when you come as a leader, let's say you are indeed the leaders of society and stuff like this, creators of all societies, there's no lie in that. You see what I mean? My thing is that you will come with a different energy. You're not gonna come as what you come now. You're not gonna stand for that. You stand for all. You see what I mean? So now there's a way you move that you can even turn enemies into friends. You see what I mean? I've done it. Many before me have done it. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I mean? Because an enemy can only exist outside if one exists within. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So if your left brain is an enemy to your right brain and your heart is an enemy to your brain and you see what I mean? Like so many division within yourself as a being, then when you see it on the outside, then it's only showing you the mirror. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We have to do better. You see what I mean? When you wanna pick up a calling, and I'm speaking to guide the young ones. You see what I mean, and stuff like this, because like I said, I was aware of a 16-year-old today that was among the people, and we see many young little children, even younger than 10 years old, on the battlefield. You know, I mean, little warriors, little soldiers, indeed. You know, misappropriated, misused, and stuff, misguided. You see what I'm saying? Yet soldiers nonetheless. You see what I mean? Kudos and powers to them. You see what I mean? So that's why we need to do better at guiding them. You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, we cannot teach our children to go fight for food for themselves on the streets. If they are hungry, that's society teaching them to eradicate hunger. Not for themselves, but for the whole world. You see, of starting with their own societies. You see what I mean? Never teach your children to go fight for their rights. You see, that's weak. You see, instead, fight for rights, period. You see, anyone's rights. You feel me? That's just the way it is. Because if you don't do that, then some people, you give people a choice to come hijack your struggles and make it their own if it's gaining recognition. You start the noise, they use you to start the noise, and then they take that noise. It's just like I remember people always was saying that, you know, the civil rights movement, You see, I mean, it was hijacked by the gay community or something like this. They always say, right? They say, okay, oh, people, and then they made it about sexual orientation. That's always gonna happen because when you come in like making it about yourself, life does not respect self like that. You see what I mean? Whenever you do something for yourself, it's weak. That's why I try to teach you better to make you the leader that you wanna be. You see what I mean? And not by fighting for your own little stomach and rights, but by standing for rights of all people. You see what I mean? That's the way it is. That like you will see, even the brother King. You see, Dr. King himself. Though his action was about black, 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 that's the peer pressure. You feel me? But in his heart, what came out from his heart? A lot of his action was the pressure of the people that he was serving. You see what I'm saying? Or something like this, that black and white situation. That was the pressure from the people he was serving. But in his heart, he said injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. You see the higher calling? Because now he knows in his heart he wasn't supposed to be fighting for himself or his people. Same thing. You see what I mean? If it's limited to one type of life, then it's limited. It's weak. It doesn't have the backing of the ancestors nor nature itself or whatever. Of course, like when we say ancestors, there's a hierarchy. There are the ancestors, that may die, because everyone who die become ancestors, but whoever die with a different degree of consciousness. So there's maybe among ancestors and consciousness that may align with you when you are misguided, because they died in misguidance. You see what I'm saying? But our job now is to evolve and be that change for those ancestors too. Life is so complicated that as the ancestors serve us, so too we do serve the ancestors. Because in reality, there's no separation. We are our ancestors without doubt. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like, to be respected by a world as leaders of societies and stuff like this, creators of nations and whatever. So we have to think like such, you see? And then leaders never really see themselves in things, you see? That's the thing. They never see their own rights. They never see their own hunger. They never see their own... that's what makes a leader. When your own come last. Why? Not because you're stupid, but because you don't have the same need as everyone. You see what I'm saying? So your need is not dependent on something or someone. You feel me? So that's why a true leader can never fight for itself. Like, oh, black power. Well, if you're black, you can never stand for black power and be a true leader. If you're white, you can never stand for white power and be a true leader. Why? Because it's too weak. You see what I mean? Of course, there's degrees of leadership. You are still a leader, but leader of your home. You see? But even in your home, as you're a leader in your home, there must be leader over you, because what you're teaching your children is to go fight for their own stomach, which make them less than true leaders in doing so. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But this is how it works in society. You see, black folks always mobilizing to fight for their own rights, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I understand, okay, how am I going to fight for someone's rights when my rights are not being respected? Blah, blah. Yeah, if you have to ask for rights, it shows you don't deserve it in the first place. That's the reality. You see what I'm saying? That's why you will never find me fighting for rights and things like this. I'm not fighting. I'm stating the rights. You see what I mean? And then if you feel the need to violate them, that's your business. But what? Await the ramification, await the consequences. You see what I mean? That's just what there is to it. You see what I'm saying? So, but I'm not fighting for things. There's no need for me to fight for rights. You see? Because if you take it away from me, you have also taken it away from yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. You feel me? So the thing is like basically it's just, it won't make sense. Life, to master life is to be crazy. Indeed, because your mind, it doesn't work the same as everyone anymore. You see what I'm saying? because what you do does not make sense to the majority anymore. You see what I'm saying? That's why every leader end up being killed by their own followers, while the followers now don't have the same mindset as that leader. Many leaders may start, you see, like Dr. King, Malcolm X, they may start with the people. Okay, me, my black people, me, my stomach, black, 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 right? But as they becoming evolved and they becoming greater leaders and stuff like this, you will see the cry change now. That's why when Malcolm X traveled to Arabia, he came back and he was talking about white men, blue eye, blonde hair, eating together with hands on the floor together with the black, whatever. It's a unity, it's a brotherhood. He starts seeing the world for what it is. There's more to the world than just a fight between black men and white men. You see what I mean? He sees that, then now he felt stupid to even go back to that same thing. He had to elevate the core now. It's about justice everywhere now. It's not about justice for blacks like that, like he thought anymore. You see what I mean? But of course, it's always gonna be manipulated or by the real pressure of society. First, the puppet masters will manipulate the masses. Then the masses will manipulate them, their leaders. In turn, that's just the way it is. You see what I mean? That's why most of the time leaders end up being killed by their followers, because the followers, as the leaders start seeing the world for what it is, now they move away from the mindset that is in alignment with the masses that they serve. So now the masses now see that leader as an enemy instead of a friend any longer, because now the truth is not matching the victimized mindset anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's becoming something else. But remember, the masses love being the victims. You see what I mean? It's like a child. They love feeling in the victimized state, because when you don't like to take responsibility for yourself, or you don't like to this, you're always looking to blame whatever. You want that for yourself. You want you feel me? You want to feel that something that like the guilt is not yours. Someone did to you, and whatever you didn't do to someone or whatever. You see what I'm saying? We get how good that may feel. We human. We all do this. Like, even if we don't act on it, some of us, but we still have the idea with it. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. It's just that we just gotta understand or something like that. So we have to know that, nature, everything you see nature allow to happen, or God allow to happen. You don't need to curse God saying God doesn't exist or he don't care about you. But the best thing is that God can never take away a lesson that is good for you either. If foot on knee on your neck or this and that is gonna bring you to force you to listen to someone like myself, or do everything that you need to do, and start paying attention to certain things, start acting a fool, or start to love each other and stuff like this, then that's what it's gonna be. And my job, if God find it necessary, is not to say like you do, or fuck God, or fuck the police, or God don't exist, he's a motherfucker, or whatever. I'm not gonna align with that, because I understand what God is doing. You see what I mean? Then that's the difference between you and I. You see what I'm saying? You just don't want to understand. You see what I mean? You just want to be victim, and that's it. But in that victimized state, you will become greater victims. You see, because this is the energy you are projecting. You see, you say victim, then that you only see life as a victim. You see, that's what it is. But remember, life does not happen to you; it happens for you. Whatever you see going on, whether it's police knee on someone's neck, whatever, it's all for you. You see, it's awakening something inside you that's been asleep. You see what I'm saying? It's there to work for you. You are your greatest enemy. You see what I'm saying? I told you that before, and I cannot change it. Like I say, I promise I may lie to you later, maybe, if I see the need. But so far, I don't see a need. See, so I won't lie yet, or something like this. I'll continue to tell it to you as it is, and give you responsibility, because I stand to create leaders, true leaders, that can take on the world and make it a better place. And I can't do that if I'm trying to put you to sleep again, or make you feel better about yourself by giving you the feeding your, your victimized mindset. You see what I mean? That's what it is. You see, to be great, you have to get out of the victim mindset. You see, you can't be a victim and be great at the same time. Unless you don't want to be great. That's why I always say, be careful what you wish for. Because I may not know how to give myself what I want, much like a doctor doesn't operate on himself, on itself. But I know exactly how to give you what you want. You see what I'm saying? So the minute that you ask for power, you ask for this, I am already power, though I know exactly how to give you power. But you may not like it because you may be asking for something you're not ready for. But when you call, that's why I tame you saying, okay, gods, gods, gods. I'm like, are you ready? Are you sure you want to take that title on? So yet, or something like that. You see what I mean? That's what it is. Not that because you're not. I'm just saying, are you sure you want to invoke that? The responsibility of a God to yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And if life is not that simple and it's not that sweet now, and you're saying God, then what do you think? You're going to be aware of all the things that you're seeing now. That's what you call the apocalypse. Because the being say, I'm God, then the apocalypse happened because God sees everything. So now you see all things. You see what I'm saying? And then you can handle it. Oh, this one is it's fucked up. I don't want to see this shit. Whatever. So much nonsense. I don't belong here. Ah! All right then. Hope you learned. You were not ready. You know what I'm saying? So you remember, you are truly powerful. Your word is powerful. So if you say you are something, then life is going to start bringing things according to what you say you are. You see what I mean? Because there's no God without sight. You see, God sees all things. You see what I'm saying? And then also God does all things. Not only when you say you God or you say you powerful, you are this, you are that, then now not only God sees all things, which is what the apocalypse is, the God, the veil lifted, now having the sight of God. You see, now you're able to see all the rabbit hole depth. That's one. And then that's the God sees, and now that you see all the ills, you wanna run and say, "Oh, I didn't do that. Fuck these people. Government's bad. The police is bad. Whatever." Nah, God does all things. Because God never said nah. You see, even in the Bible, God says, good or bad, I do all of that. Because He wouldn't be God if He said, I don't do that. Hey, me, I can't. So by saying He can't do it, He's literally saying at the same time that there's someone as powerful as me that can do also. You see what I'm saying? So if there's another God as powerful as that God or something, then there's a choice of choosing who to worship. Then you see, God couldn't do that to Himself. To say, oh, there's a devil that's so powerful, make me do this. So He's the one that did it. You see what I mean? He couldn't give Himself that excuse or scapegoat or that luxury of such. You see what I'm saying? He had to take responsibility, you see, and say, good or bad, I do all of that. So that's why once you are in the God state, then now you have to understand when you see all this happening, police brutality, okay, how am I doing this? That's a God. You see what I'm saying? How am I doing this? You see what I mean? And then you ask the right question, and then of course you're gonna find the answer. You will see exactly how you're doing this. You see what I'm saying? First, it starts with the question. The word is always the beginning of all things. You see what I'm saying? To know what question they ask is intelligence in itself. You see what I'm saying? So now, what it is, how am I doing all this? That's God. But, oh, the police did it, or the government did it. That's not God. That's just a little monkey slave somewhere, having too much mouth. That's all. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that God itself does not blame anyone because He is the one that do all things. And a lot of people worship God but don't know who God is. You see what I mean? They will say, oh, the devil did the good. They're still blaming the devil. You see? But God does not give Himself that luxury of blaming the devil. He couldn't be God if He did that. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically, it's just these people don't understand what God is. You see what I'm saying? They've been worshiping indeed, but that worship is not what bring you to God. You see, that's what it is. So the thing is like it's all God. Now, when you win your God state, you're gonna ask how you doing this, and then in asking so, you will find how, and then fix it within yourself, thereby fixing it into the world or out of this or out of the world. But first, you have to take the responsibility, saying, "How am I doing this?" You see, it doesn't matter how society or how peer pressure tell you to give the blame to someone else. No, keep it to yourself. Take it. It's uncomfortable, but it's all worth it. You see, at the end of it, you see what I mean? You take it for yourself, like it's your responsibility. No one else's. You see what I'm saying? How am I doing this? It's a much powerful place to be. You see what I mean? So, like, when you do these type of things, then now you start moving into space of godhood. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I'm not saying like all of you, the minute that you hear God, you wanna be it. No, because that's what ego does. Ego's the monkey. Monkey sees, monkey do. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You see, it's always gonna be that. That's the formula. That's the way it works. We expect that of any monkey, to see and do. You see what I mean? But we also understand that within the same monkey exists that God. I mean, if he wants to be, you just have to stop moving different. Instead of a victim, if he takes responsibility. Instead of blaming, he takes responsibility. Instead of destroying things, he sit and listen and then try to understand and then build. You see? That's what it is. Because when you don't like something that doesn't work, it's not necessary that you go destroy it. At the same time, you use what it is already, since it's already in existence, you use it in order to build something that you like. You see, there's no need to destroy anything whatsoever in reality. See what I mean? You take out of what you don't like and build what you like. Just like when people send stone at you, all the time you say it, they keep sending stone. Some people will take it and die by it, but some will catch those stones and then build up with them. You see what I'm saying? That's God. You see, that's what you have to be able to be, that alchemist. Take whatever life throws at you, transform it into what you want it to be. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. But by all means, it's not about how you go about it, it's not how it goes. You see? And I'm not, like I say, I'm not talking to the masses, I'm talking to the leaders of the masses. You see what I mean? Those that tell them, that think they better at telling masses how to do, at mobilizing the masses and things like this. If you want to be mobilizing numbers of people, you need to be able to understand people first. You see what I mean? Because all this happened before, you see, and it keeps happening over and over and over and over again, which is why no one you call enemy ever have to change anything. They just keep doing the same things over and over again, because you always forget and come back to the same mindset and do the same thing over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, like we say, it doesn't matter how you move, how you do it, it will work for us in the end. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You see, if you go and do stupid shit and act dumb, and you get destroyed, then it serves us in the end, because with less of you will be a better world indeed. You see what I'm saying? And at the same time, if you listen and pay heed and understand and evolve, it will work for us too, because we will experience a society with all of us changed and better human beings or something like that. Either way, it will work. You see what I mean? That's why we don't need to force you or not. But the only reason we may seem like we're forcing is because we care that you do survive the calamities and things like this, survive your own minds and stuff like this, so that you can be victorious against your own selves. You see what I'm saying? But by all means, you see, if you look for an enemy, face the mirror. You see what I mean? And if you can subdue that enemy within, no enemy outside can withstand who you are. And that's the truth to it. You see what I mean? And if also you look to have anything, from now on. I really urge every leader to tell that to their followers, especially among blacks, indeed, because I'm sure, among the whites, this is common knowledge, maybe. But the thing is, like, basically, it's somehow to know not to take your own thing. You see what I mean? When you want to make noise, worldly noise, you make sure it's not only about you. You see, because people don't respect that. They will be like, what's wrong with these people? They always want to be victims. They always want to be there. Oh, I was enslaved, whatever. Then you did that to yourself, that you forced some other people to say, oh, I was enslaved too. Because if they were enslaved, everyone in society already experienced slavery and stuff like this. Every single race on this planet already experienced slavery, so either as the master or as the slave. You see what I'm saying? So what's new to anyone when you say that, how they're gonna forget their own struggle and their own slavery that they endure and stuff like this, and then now feeling bad for you? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It's not gonna happen. But if you stand for everyone's freedom and justice and this and that, then only then it really makes sense, and the whole world will stand with you. But once you make it about you, like, okay, oh, like, I'll fuck everybody else, oh, I'm gonna focus on me. No. That's not how it's done. Because remember, there's black folks all over the world. You see what I mean? They will feel the same, and then in their world, and then it's divided between black, white, whatever, which is the simplest mind trick, or something like this, and then it worked, and then boom, it's too easy. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So the thing is, like, you just gotta understand, you see, to not fight, create a global fight, for yourself. You see, because remember, India, you will find famine, you will find injustice. You go to Africa, you will find famine and injustice. You go to Asia, you will find famine and injustice. You will find the same thing all over the place. South America, North America, Central Africa, North Africa, everywhere you will find the injustice. But when you speak for all people, then I mean, it is the best thing. You see, but I don't understand. Like, I get you still don't get it. You see what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You see, and trust me, you will get it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sure, since I'm always ahead of time, then I expect you not to get it now. At the same time, since I'm always ahead of time and I always end up winning over you in the end, so that you can come and realize what I was saying is true, then I'm still of that sentiment, expecting that to happen as well. Because it always happen. You never change your ways, then me always winning will happen as well. So the thing is, like, basically, you just change it. You see what I mean? You see the world as your ground. You see what I mean? And you see all people as under you. You see what I mean? Not by your words, like, okay, I'm better, I'm more superior than the white, and the white say I'm superior than the black. Not by your words, but by your actions. You see what I'm saying? Your action will say, yeah, I am superior. Why? Because I don't cry for my stomach. I cry for all stomach. I don't cry for my rights. I cry for all rights. You see what I mean? That's a greater place to be. You see what I mean? Which is why you see the smartest one is always the one who say all lives matter. Because it's just like the brother was saying today. Like, some people would say something like, make America great again. How could you go against that? It sounds so beautiful, and you take if someone come with make America great again, or make my house great, who do you think is gonna be more likely to win? Because if you say make my house great, all the neighbors gonna be like, ah, that's your house, nigga, I don't give a fuck. So you fight to yourself, you do it yourself. But if you say make all houses great, make America great itself, then you take everybody with you. You see, because they see themselves as America. You see what I mean? Just like certain things you would say. There's another thing, okay, the brother said again, certain phrases. I think it was brother J. Cole. J. Cole. Yeah, you see what I mean? Yes, say, like, when people say make America great again, certain phrases, you see what I mean, that are very dangerous. You see what I mean? That something I even been talking about all year last year. You see what I mean? Like the phrases that I see you guys sharing all day that sound good, but I don't understand what they mean. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically it's just let's say it's the same way too when you say that's why Trump win, make America great. Because when you say America, then black people is gonna be part of it, white people is gonna be part of it, Chinese people, because they see all of themselves as America. But if Trump came and said, let's make white people great again, white supremacy great again, if let's say, even if that is his intention, let's say, you see, like you say, let's say that's his intention. But he came out saying America, word has power. You see what I'm saying? A word have power. So when he says make America great, his intention maybe he meant white supremacy, maybe, but the words are more powerful than the intention. So he go with the word. You see what I mean? So it's like, okay, make America. Then it take everyone to bring into the agenda that is his intention. So you yourself, even if okay you love black people, so called whatever, you black, you let's say you love black people, whatever. You see what I mean? So now you love black people, you come okay, black people make black people great again, whatever. When you say make black people great again, even among the black people you're gonna have a fight because even among black people there's gonna be black people that don't even want to side with you with that nonsense. You see what I mean? No, like black people, what are you talking about? Even you already create a fight even amongst yourselves. You see how you already lost. You see? But if you came and say make America great again, forget you. You see? Your intention is you. But you said make America, give everybody a chance to be part of this. You see what I'm saying? And then you open the platform to all helps from all across the platform, and that's wise. That's mastery. That's strategic. You see what I'm saying? That's stuff like this. You feel me? But when you come with weak situation, thinking it's best. Oh, black people! I love black people. We cannot be lying to ourselves. Because black people, we know we've been programmed to be the worst enemy we have against ourselves. You see what I mean? So who are we playing? Not me. You best not believe you can blame me. So when I look at black people, what do I see? You see, I see blacks fear blacks. I see certain blacks who leave the hood and who don't want to come back. And if they come back, they come with security guards or they call police to escort or something. So that means in reality, blacks fear black. You see what I'm saying? And even in the school, you find the children fear each other or something like this. You see what I mean? And you will find parents fearing the children, the black children as well. You see what I mean? That's what I see in reality. So what do you mean when you say you love black people, this and that? I don't see love like that. I don't see the love. You see what I mean? Me, I'm love. I know love. I know it when I see it. You see what I mean? And then trust me, I don't see it. Because when there's love, there's no fear. No one will be afraid of leaving their windows open in their neighborhood if they love black people or if black people love black people. No men ever need to worry about closing their doors in their cars if they love black people. You see? Nothing like that will happen if there's love in between. You see what I'm saying? That's no such thing. You feel me? You can't fall love. Come on, man. Don't be that dumb. You see what I mean? So what do you mean? It does sound good. Oh, I love black people. Everything I do is for black people. That's not true. It can't be like that. That's not true because it's not reality. Because if that existed, if that was true, then black people would be in a much better place than they are today. You see, but the only reason they are not in that better place is because they're lying to themselves. But we can't be better if we just think we can be lying to ourselves. We have to face the fact that we are toxic to ourselves, that we are the problem to ourselves. You see what I mean? That's what it is. You see? Because once I see the change, then I will know. Trust me, you don't need to tell me anything, I'll see it. My eyes are much better than yours. 2020 learned to see from my eyes, not the other way around. You see what I'm saying? 2020 is based on me. My eyes are not based on 2020. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. So the thing is like it's not about just lying, lying, lying. It sounds good, yes. It sell a few books or whatever, but it's not gonna bring the peace, the harmony, the love. It can't. It will bring a few dollars to your pocket. That's the best it can do. Because in every bad there's a good, and in every good there's a bad. In every bad that there's a good, like in this case, it's a good thing you say you love black people. That's the good about it, because you say that, then now they trust you and they give you their attention, and with their attention you get to sell a few things, right? That's what you get. But at the same time, your society is still going down, and then you're still not at peace, even with what you're having from lying to yourself. But that's the good it bring to your pocket, but the bad will be greater than the good. Meaning your societies will be based on lies, and it's only about time that it will fall on itself. But if you start with truth, the good in the truth is that you will, you know what I'm saying, you will stand the test of time, and then you will literally bring the proper change that you need that would manifest the experience that you want to have, or something like this. That's the good. And then the bad is that people may not believe you because they may not understand. You see what I mean? People are not able to stand the truth. They stand to fight against it, and that's the bad. And that bad is much smaller than the good, because the society changed regardless people believe or not or fight it or not. But society, we wanted a better society. We have a better society, and that's the good. So we see the bad is smaller than the good. The good is greater than the bad in that. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. But we need to do proper works. You see what I mean? It's not about lying. That's why I'm not here. I never want to say things like trying to lie to people or black people, this and that. I love not. You see? Like, you will learn who really love and who doesn't. You see what I'm saying? So instead I say I am love. You see? And then I'm all about the energy, because it's not about the color. I'm not saying I don't see color. Of course I see color. I'm not color blind. I see color, but I don't judge color as this one is better than the other. I go with the energy, just like Martin King said. You see what I'm saying? It's like judge people by the content of their characters. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like the energy they are. You see what they represent. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter what color or size or whatever. It's about their energy. And because the scientists community even say, even Tesla to be exact, or something like this, is if you want to understand the universe and how it works, think in terms of energies and vibrations and whatever. You see what I'm saying? That's the way it is. But when you keep training yourself to see only the illusion, like I said, the illusion, what are you truly seeing? If it is an illusion and that's all you see, so you're seeing illusions. Do you really see reality? No. So if you start on a delusional standpoint, then can you win anything in a delusional standpoint? You see what I'm saying? I hope I make sense to you. I hope I reach you with your heart or something like this. But my words are made so simple and direct and stuff like this that even a monkey can understand. So if your heart cannot take this, then, wow, I don't know, something wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong that cannot be fixed, right? So that's what it is. So the thing is like we are here to help each other and stuff like that. And I did everything I could. You see what I mean? Everything I thought necessary by taming the waters, doing this, doing that, and even bringing about the proper situation that's gonna allow you to be able to discern who to listen to and who not to listen to, or something like this. But every time you listen, remember there's a time for everything. It's not always about telling you who to listen to and not to listen to, and about understanding time and what needs to be done. You see what I'm saying? And what to prioritize and this and that. You see what I mean? And stuff like that. You see what I mean? Because the tables always turn. You see what I mean? That's what it is. Change always happen. So it's never a one size fit all thing. You see what I'm saying? You deal with situation as it comes. You see what I mean? As it is. Not you see what I mean? That's what it is. But you see what I mean? The people or whatever. It's like as we can say. You see. World order or something like this is something that we were all aware of to take place. Like we say, if we do not have a world order, then therefore we cannot stop a world order because a world order can only be stopped with a better world order. And just like a system can only be replaced by a better system. You see, you can't just say fuck the police without having a better solution. You cannot say fuck the government without having a better government. You cannot say fuck the system without having another better one in place. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. And the government, it's not that the laws that are passed are not enough. It's just the people may need to evolve. They may need to be better. So you see what I mean? And sometimes even when you have great leaders that come with great heart and great wants to help and stuff like this, the people that they serve has an effect on the leader, just like the leader has an effect on the people. Then sometimes the people turn the leaders into mindless people too, mindless monkeys. You see, it's a mirror thing. You see. And if people, they're like, everything you do, they judge it. They never wanna listen. They never wanna work with you. They feel like they have the power to flip shit over this and that. They don't wanna listen. They don't. It's not working. So now that leader is gonna be like, you know what? Fuck you, niggas. I'm just gonna go and fill my pockets and that's all there. This is why I never can judge because when people come to me, but these people they're just robbing the country. Like, yeah, I know, but he always take two to play a game, people. I understand you blaming them, they blaming you, whatever, but together you are creating this. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. It's like, okay, boy, because I am aware, like I'm saying, I'm aware that leaders change according to who they serve sometimes. You see what I mean? That's the thing. Just like you see, the angel of death becomes dirty because of what it does, because of his work line. You see what I mean? He works with dirty souls all day. Of course, he can't help but getting dirty. You see? And he became the ugliest angel among them. Yet he was one of the most beautiful angels among them. You see what I mean? But because of what he does, who he's working with, the energies that he has to deal with on a daily basis, couldn't help but tainting his energy. You see what I mean? So that's the same thing. Many times you have leaders that come from families that they really genuinely want to bring change. But because of who they serve, because if you keep seeing everybody as enemies, because the leader already feel like an enemy in your face, because you're showing that I don't trust you, I never trust anyone, fuck you niggas, serve me, I don't have nothing to give you. Then that leader, you're gonna put him or her in a very bad situation to choose himself just like you did yourself. Because that's how the world works. If you say fuck you niggas and whatever, then the leader gonna have to follow the same mentality. Be like, okay, nigga, fuck you too. He may not be able to say it in your face, but that's what the intention is gonna be for the rest of its term. You see what I mean? That's just the way life works. And then, of course, we're going to end up blaming them, saying they're bad people. But in reality, they did come with a clean heart and clean intention to help and stuff like this because their journey led them to want to even be in political positions and stuff like this. It's because of what they went through. It's because of the ills they used to see in their own societies. Most of the time, that's why people join the police. That's why they join the army. That's why they join medicine. That's why they serve. Anyone who serve because they have experienced lack before and of anything, lack of care, lack of whatever, and then they want it to be the difference. But now, as they come clean like this with life, giving them a reason to see what they should be focused on, they come and take on that responsibility. And then when they come to serve, and the people also have something to give. That's what people gotta understand. You have to give. You cannot come with relationship with the same way you dealt with your last relationship. That's what I'm trying to make it in a way that you can understand. You see, you're using your own words and mindsets. So the thing is, like, when you had a relationship that wasn't working before, if you come with a new, you have to. It's either you stay out of relationships, but if you choose to come to a relationship, you literally have to give it a clean slate. You cannot bring the garbage or the past luggage of the past relationships into the new. You see, because with doing that, you force yourself to experience the same thing again that you just ran away from or survived. You see what I'm saying? Meaning you have not learned your lesson, so it's gonna repeat again, maybe now worse. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same thing that goes with you and your leaders in politics and stuff like that. You see what I mean? When people come and take the seats, it's because they truly care most of the time. They really want to make a difference because in reality, they can do things with less responsibility and make more money. The only reason they go into those seats is because they want to make a difference for real. But if you already have this mindset of everybody is an enemy, then you turn them to that. And then now, how can they really serve a people that think they are enemies? So now, once you do that, then you affect the relationship right away and turn it into that toxic situation. You see, that's why it's so. I know it may not be of the lame mind to understand the clean slate, but that's how the universe works. Every time you come and have new life, you born again, you are given a clean slate. You don't even remember your past lives. You see what I'm saying? Because there's no need to remember that because you come to create a new path. What's the point of creating? You see what I mean? You don't need that past life at all whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? For what? What do you need out of it? You don't. Because whatever the clean slate you have, life is already ready with everything you need. You see what I mean? To start the new journey. It's gonna give you new trials. It's never gonna give you the same thing. So what do you need the past lives for? You see what I mean? It's clean slate. You take a clean slate and create something new. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So when you have the leaders, that's the thing. You have to be in that vulnerable state and be like, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance or whatever, and trust and whatever that comes with that chance. You see what I mean? A clean slate indeed, and then you allow people to prove you wrong. You see what I'm saying? But don't just come with predestined or preconceived mindset saying that it's gonna be this, but then it is that. Then you feel like a prophet saying that, oh, I know the future. But of course you know it because you created it. How else would you know if you didn't create it? You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You feel me? But you guys, I really appreciate how much laughter you put in every day for me because if you didn't, then I don't know how I would be able to survive all this nonsense and stupidities and stuff like that. So I'm grateful. You feel me? But at the same time, it's not about my little laughter. I really want you to grow, to get it, and to evolve. You know what I mean? And I talk to all people. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. There's a lot of the things like I hear, okay, it's about blacks and this and that or whatever. So it's not really a will that nature have in mind. Nature, and if we do it this way too, then what is the difference between us and the animals? You see, the animals have this luxury of, you know, dividing themselves. Okay, lions with lions and whatever. You see what I mean? It happens naturally in nature. You see what I mean? Because they are not to be vicegerent over the whole thing. That's why they have that luxury. You see what I'm saying? Because they are not to be the master of all things. You see what I'm saying? That's why they are able to just be with themselves, like you see, because it does not require them to mingle with anything else but who they are. You see what I mean? In their own, communities. But human being is to overlook over everything, so therefore he has to see himself or itself into everything. That's a different being. You see what I'm saying? He has to be able to live with everyone together harmoniously. You see what I'm saying? And everything You see what I'm saying? It's not, I know you have this thing to take nature as your example. Look, they do it in nature. Look, lions kill lions. We look for every excuses to do all the stupidities we do. But the thing is, like, we're not lions. You see, like some people would say, "Oh, but look, the animals that eat this one, look, they have teeth like that, but the human like have all sorts of teeth." Remember, the human being is not to be seen in one lens. You see, I mean, it's multi-dimensional, like that. You see what I'm saying? It can be at all. So that's the thing. You feel me? It's more complicated. You see. So the thing is like basically it's just we cannot take nature as example for ourselves to like that to that degree. We can take nature, of course, but not in that sense. You see what I'm saying? You are vicegerent and stuff like this. You see what I mean? Then you don't have that luxury of separating yourselves. No, your task, the animal below you task is to separate themselves and live harmoniously, separately, harmoniously, you see? But the human job is to harmoniously live together. You see what I'm saying? That's the human job because it is to be in control of everything. You see what I'm saying? So when you see you come, okay, we understand sometimes you have to start, I mean, with yourself and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you just got to understand the degree that you are coming from. You see what I mean? But if you are calling on God names and you gods and whatever, masters, king, queens, and this and that, then it's a different mindset now. Because kings, you never hear a king going out and cry for his kingdom food, for his own food. He will fight for the kingdom, not for anything, for his family or not. You see, you'll find for the whole kingdom. You see what I mean? That's what it is. So the thing is like basically is you know what I mean? It's I know what you wanna be and I hear what you trying to become, whatever. But there's always a way to become that. You see what I mean? There's someone that can lead you to those greatness, and it's not money that's gonna lead you to this greatness. Money is a servant of ours. You see, but money does not control us. Money is not the master of us. Money may be the master of the masses, but it shouldn't be the master of leaders. You see what I'm saying? That would be wrong. Money can be, and it's not even a problem. It should be the master of the masses. But when you start being higher in your consciousness, then it cannot be anything above you. You see what I'm saying? Yet, all serves you. You see? So that's what it is. So the thing is like basically it's just I mean we need the Christ to change. That's why we want to train leaders and stuff like this. We are always ready, you see, to do these things. Speak to you. It's when we say training is different from what you used to. When you speak to us, it doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't even feel like you in a class or because that's not even what it is. You see, I mean we just bringing out the best of ourselves. You see what I mean? Out of each other. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. All starts with the word. We just know exactly what conversation to have and what question to raise into you so that we can bring you the answers that you need and whatever it is, this and that. It's nothing can be left unattended. You have to be in control of every aspect of things. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know what I mean? But really, I hope I said everything I needed to say because I didn't really want to come on today, but I did. Why? Because there's time to speak, there's time to be silent. How can I hear the people's voice if I'm speaking over them? I have to listen, excuse me. I have to listen and hear what they're saying, hear their cries, hear what they need to hear. What they say and stuff like this, and then I can speak. But as the things, don't you see, every time we bring you to a level, then the next level come. You overcome one, next. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way life is, you see? So, blame the game, don't blame the players, guys. You see what I'm saying? Everything here for a reason. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. You hate the cabal exists for a reason. You hate the police, they exist for a reason. You hate the government, they exist for a reason. You hate black people, they exist for a reason. You hate white people, they exist for a reason. Whatever you hate exists for. You hate onions? All right, that exists for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Life is like that. Your job is not to take them out of existence, it's to find a way to work with it. You see what I mean? In harmony. You see what I mean? That's what it is. So this is V After Dark. It's now 2 o'clock. I believe we started I don't know what time. But we don't want to continue too much. So we make sure to continue, come back and continue the word. And make sure to share this because I know it's not the normal talk, you know what I mean? But this is the voice of the 1% among you. You see what I mean? That I want you to win. I want you to be better. You see what I mean? That's why you don't hear it everywhere because there's not many existing amongst you that is of the degree to understand things this way. Don't blame them. It's just what it is. You see what I mean? They're not ill intent. It's because you can't see anything that you're not. You see, if you're not on the degree, on the level to see something, it doesn't matter how obvious it is, you won't see it. You see what I'm saying? That don't blame. It's not the way to go. Take your energy and put it on yourself, and continue to enjoy yourself. And so far, you see, like if you are an enemy of yourself, then it, all enemies against you already win. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. So that's why it's only a stupid monkey that can side with someone who's already out to lose or something like that. You would not do that for me, so why would I do it for you? You feel me? I'm not speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for the celebrities that you may be blaming or whoever. You see what I mean? Because nobody like to stand with losers. Trust me. You see what I mean? Nobody. We gotta understand that. So the thing is like whatever, instead of making comfortable statements, let's state it as it is. You see? Don't blame anyone for not siding with anyone because nobody like to side with losers, like I said. You see what I'm saying? Take yourself out of the mind state of losers and blamers and whatever losers do, and then people will side with you. You see what I mean? That's what it is. You are always the one in control. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. If you're already controlling yourself as a loser, then nobody wants to side with a loser. Because who wants to lose anything? Nobody. You can't get the time back that you lost. You see what I'm saying? And then I believe the celebrities care. They love their people. They made it out of wanting their people to make it or whatever it is, but it is not up to them to make it for you. They just gotta live their lives and make you wanna live like they are, and they're already doing their jobs. You see what I mean? We can't expect any more from them. So when you see them, because they had to overcome, even the very people they help sometimes may have been the very people that they had to overcome. That's the reality of it that I'm aware of. So the thing is like when you see them coming and they don't say they done that, it's not as easy as you think. You see what I'm saying? For them as it is not easy for you. So be grateful for whatever it is, you see what I mean? And then take yourself out of the mindset. Don't, you know what I mean? And even leaders, we understand you have leaders that bring you there and that make you comfortable there. But you have to know that not all leaders know what they're doing as well, because sometimes they may bite more than they can chew. They may be leaders for something simpler, but they don't know themselves, then they end up leading something greater than themselves. Of course, they're not gonna do a good job. You see what I'm saying? Not that they're not leaders, but that they're not the leaders to that capacity. You see what I'm saying? That's why knowing thyself is very important. Know where you belong, and your strengths and your weaknesses and stuff like, so that you may serve to the best of your abilities. You see what I mean? Only in your strength, in your comfort zone, in your momentum, in your place of expertise, that you can really guide it right. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So the celebrities, they may care, But if they know the people are a danger to themselves, then of course they cannot side with that. It hurts them to see that they have to side with certain people they think may be against certain people and things like that. They think is racist or stupid or whatever. But at the same time, you leave them no choice. Why? First, you take them as an enemy, keep on blaming them. But what do you see the white people do? You talk about Weinstein or whoever, what was their name again? But when they speak about them, they try not to say certain things. And also there is, who else? There's the best example instead of Weinstein. I took Weinstein because that's the only name I keep hearing. But the best of of thing is example is about what's happening. It fits better. A white lady coming out of an expensive store, clothing store, with mad clothes in his hand, and then they show you the reporter, who was also a Caucasian person. You see what I mean? Did not quickly jump to conclusion saying that she's alluding. You see what I mean? Because you cannot be harsh like this. You see what I mean? Like when it comes to your own, you have to see yourself in it at least. You see what I mean? You cannot, you know what I mean? And that's the lesson, that people need to learn. They like to step over people's neck and wonder why the police step on people's neck. They will, anything they find to destroy someone, they will take that quickly and use it. They don't give a fuck. You see what I mean? That's why we have to start, doing the same. You see what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's not about always looking for others' faults and then destroy them or whatever. When the very one you try to destroy may be the only answer you had in your situation. You are an enemy against yourself. You see what I mean? And if you are an enemy against yourself because you don't understand how life works and you don't know yourself, then who's gonna be dumb enough to side with you? You feel me? You see what I mean? They have to be very dumb to side with you. Very dumb. And you will only see only the dumb one side with you too. Why? That's why you always lose. Because whoever side with you had to be dumb first. You see what I'm saying? And then when I say dumb too, I'm not saying dumb because you're dumb, because it's a dumb act. But of course you can do better. You see what I mean? Like we say, peer pressure. You see what I mean? You do dumb shit because of peer pressure. You see what I mean? But there's no need to side with weakness. You see? People gotta take responsibility. They have to understand their role in things. You cannot just go pick up arms fighting for people that is an enemy of itself. You see what I mean? They have to know who their true enemy is. You see what I'm saying? That's the first thing. You feel me? And I leave something for everyone tonight. For black, for white, for government, for police force, or for whatever. Something, everyone gets something to take away from this. I know for all those ills that we are going, that may not be enough, I mean, to, do much, but I'll make sure to touch every aspect of it so that it can be enough in case, you see what I mean? But of course, so long as we are here, we will continue to, elaborate and things like this and bring further clarity and stuff like this. But, as we do that, we make sure in one setting we do the most we can. We say the most we can. Because in the beginning was the Word. The Word was God. With God, the Word was God. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You feel me? So the thing is, like, it's just, we hope you travel well tonight. You have a beautiful night and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? And disclaimer, we showed the brother picture just now, and because people share it. And I respect it when people share things, because I don't want to just jump to conclusion like I know something. You see, I mean, they share it, they show, okay, it's not about what the brother does for living, whatever people do. Even I wanted to, not that I wanted to be a porn star, but I was offered to be a porn star in my life when I was trying to be an actor and in that lifestyle and going to school for acting and whatever. You see, I mean, I was in a after party, or something after a casting call. You see what I mean? Where there were some great producers, directors, and writers there, and the actors and stuff like this. And then just to network and with the people of your area of your field. So meeting all sorts of people, now some that are now famous, some that were on their way to be famous or whatever, maybe some that never made it. You see what I mean? So as we were there, you see what I mean, and I learned that, you see what I mean, it's okay. I forget why I took the example, because I like to be too much with it. You see what I'm saying? But why I take this example for is okay, actors and whatever. Why did I take the example again? I forgot. All right, so as you can see, it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys have a wonderful time. And I forgot why I take the example of my journey in acting and whatever, how you call this business again? Show business. You see what I mean? As I was there, I made that realization that I forgot what I wanted to share with you about that journey. Don't I hate that? You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, as always, we hope you have a wonderful time, and if time permits, we shall see you again soon. And if you disagree with what we say, know that we always welcome whatever. We never block you, because we trust your judgment. We trust it, and we welcome it. If you feel like we are wrong, let us know how, because we are always open to learn. And you best believe the minute that you prove me wrong, then I will not be ashamed to be what you say is best. You see what I mean? I will say, do, and be whatever you say is best. I'm not an enemy of myself. Whatever is better, that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And this is, your platform, VTV, where we broadcast the podcast, V podcast, and other things. You see what I'm saying? That shall come soon and stuff like this. So make sure to subscribe, like, and share, and also leave your comments if any, and stuff like this. You see what I mean? We got this together and stuff like this. And you cannot make friends of the world if you are an enemy of yourself and stuff like that. And know that, you see, yeah, like I was saying, we were sharing this brother thing. It's not because we wanted to, I don't think people wanted to expose his life or whatever, you know what I mean? But, only share because what he does with his life is none of our business. This is how he pays his bills, whatever. You see what I mean? But the only thing is to show you how, you see, everything is calculated, well calculated. Everything you see, even the ones, with sometimes with the over the neck, with the thing over, you never know if he's in it or not in it. You see what I mean? That life is that complicated. That's why it's so good for you to have leaders amongst you that think, you know what I mean, or something, so that they don't rush you into reacting too much, because it's too easy to control. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, it's take your time, do your diligence, do your research, wait, allow time to change things, show you, what's going on. Because if you give yourself time, then of course you shall know everything you need to know. And once you know everything you need to know, you will be able to, to do what you need to do exactly. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Yeah, you see, I hope I say everything I needed to say. And even if I didn't, there's always another day. We cannot just speak in one setting. So, though we can, but we can't at the same time, because not everybody can sit for all these times and listen to something. That's what we mean by we can't. But can't is not something really in our vocabularies. When you hear can't, we are speaking about the aspect of ourselves that is outside of ourselves. Most likely. So the thing is, like, You know what I mean? Just do that. And there's more to be said. Of course, I know that. Because this situation is not that simple and small and it's fresh and happening. So, of course, there's much more to be said. But we have a new day tomorrow. And help me save lives by sharing this and stuff like this because accountability is powerful. When you put accountability and responsibility in people's lap, you know, I mean, you take away, you know, their need to react and act a fool and things like this. You see what I mean? So most people won't even know what they're doing. You see what I mean? Because they're not in the position, in the capacity to know. It's not that they're stupid, they're bad or whatever. Don't force anyone to be what they're not. You see what I mean? The thing is just to understand that, you know what I mean? Just because you get it doesn't mean everyone need to get it. That's why most of the time those who don't understand life and think everybody has to be the same, then they end up creating more problem. Why? Because they, oh, no, leadership, they want to turn everybody into a leader. And then now people misleading things because they're not truly leaders. It's except that you appeal to their egos, and they, of course, they're gonna want it. You see what I mean? Because it's a seat of power. You see, but whether they deserve it to be there, they're able to deal with it or not, it's gonna be left to time to tell you that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is, though. So, which is why we always wanna make sure we understand the way things work before we take actions on anything. You see what I mean? And stuff like that. So you have a wonderful night, and we shall see you soon. All right. And then we understand all this happening and stuff like this, the police thing, the brutality situation, whatever, blah blah blah. You feel me? And trust me, it will keep on happening until we learn the lesson. You see, whatever that is teaching us, it will keep on happening, and it can even get worse. And sometimes when you try to force outside to change so that you don't have to change inside, you in turn force outside to be a greater obstacle. You see, it's not gonna really change because if the inside needs to change, you only gonna allow, let's say you, and whatever outside is showing you the mirror in yourself. You just gotta know yourself to the degree where you can pinpoint everything. Like, okay, what is the police within me? What is the government within me? What is this within me? What is it showing me about myself? You see what I mean? That's the healthy way to approach life, you see? So, but if you're not doing this like this, then you're gonna wanna fight or resist the outside. But whatever you resist, persist. You see what I'm saying? So if you resist being a blamer, then you will never blame. You see, because being resisting blaming, you're gonna. I mean, that's not what I mean when I say, but I'm trying to make sense for you. But that's the thing. You see what I mean? You don't no, attack it on the outside, because when you attack it on the outside, whatever you resist persists. You see what I mean? It will continue to get stronger and stronger and stronger and come back at you, because what if it's trying to teach you something? It's not the people doing it. It's not even in control. They're just being the piece that they need to be, manipulated by greater force than themselves. You see what I'm saying? You blame them, but they don't even see how they are to be blamed. You see, that's why it will never make sense to neither of you. So the thing is like, whatever it is just to see it on the inside, and then the outside will get less of your attention and then cease to exist, and then all the change will happen within. Therefore, since the outside is defeated because of you not giving it too much attention, then now you are now given a clean slate for yourself, so that you can bring outside whatever that it is that you create within. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But you don't resist it, because let's say you resist now, you let your leaders tell you the obvious and tell you to do the common sense thing, which is not too common. And then now you just go and act a fool. And then now what do you think? You think the police is just gonna run? No, they gear up. You see, if they used to wear the blue, they wear the black, which is a little more scary. You see what I mean? And if they used to come just like that, now they wear helmets and this and that and protect themselves. And if you keep on acting worse, and then they have to go with the things. But the more you resist being in the way you are, if they think it's something that needs to change, they're not gonna stop. They're just gonna continue to come out stronger and stronger and stronger. You see what I'm saying? And this is why we try to save you from yourselves, and we try to not lead you to that. You see what I mean? Because it's many people will say, "Oh, we need to evolve," we know, because they're not seeing the full picture. You see what I mean? That's why many of them now will tell you that's not what we're supposed to do. Let's sit down and you see what I mean? But they would tell you at first to, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You have to watch and see is your leader always changing the word. That's not that is bad, but meaning if they're not sure, then you see there's no surety. You see, you're not building on rocks. You're building on sand. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. You have to check their track records and stuff like this to see how many times they have changed and this and that, because many of us may have gotten, because of books and the social media platforms, many people may have gotten knowledge prematurely. They may know things that they have not experienced. You see, so we can't blame them. That's why we have to blame ourselves. You see what I mean? Because how they gonna know they don't know what they know? They read it. It's because they think they know. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. You have to understand how life works. You see what I mean? And cease being the worst thing in your own way. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's not about blaming you. We're not saying anything good, bad, blah blah blah. None of that. Except that we know you want it stopped, and the only way to stop it is by evolving, by changing who you are. It's not behaving for the white man. That's a different thing. We're not telling you behave, wear khaki and white shirts, whatever. That's not what we're saying. We say evolve, meaning in who you are. Know who you are and yourself and stuff like this. You are not the type to raise children to go and starve another 12-year-old in school. You are not the type to make noise in the street for no reason. You are not the type to be disrespectful to yourself and your women and your men and your elders. You are not the type. That's what I mean by that. You evolve. You stop being a reason why any force outside needs to be in existence, and then everything will change in your reality. But the change starts with you. It doesn't start with the police, because the problem. I'm only telling you the truth. That's not my thing. I'm just telling you as it is. You see what I mean? The police, you see what I mean, the power they have is that they serve you, they serve blacks, white, Chinese, they serve everybody. That's their power. And that's the thing. So they always there, you call them, there they are. You in trouble, you being followed, you're being bullied, there they are. So they serve something. So that's why you see it's hard for you to mobilize everybody against the police, because some people find service from the police. You see what I'm saying? So instead, you don't be delusional, and then understand that the only power you have is over yourself. You have to change yourself. That's the only way you attack society, by being a better version of you. You see what I'm saying? And I know it may not make sense to who you are now, but trust me. Just trust it and continue to listen. And then as you grow and evolve with us, then everything will make sense to you. And then once it starts making sense to you, trust me, life will be a better place. You see, I mean, and you will see it. Because trust me, I never say anything that doesn't happen. I don't mess with words. I don't speak unless I'm creating something. That's why me myself, I really don't need to touch anything. I have so many people in this world. What the fuck am I gonna touch anything for? That would be a waste of time. Though I touch things, why? Because I hate depending on anyone. But I know I don't need to touch anything. I have all these hands in the world that's not serving me with their mouth anyway. So they have to serve with something. You see what I mean? Exactly. You don't need a lot of mouth. You feel me? But you need a lot of hands. And I have 9 billions of those. You see what I mean? Including myself. So I ain't worried. It's just like I know who I am and where I belong. So do you know who you are and where you belong? My job as a mouth is to speak to you and speak sense into you, and then make sure to guide you right with those words, because in the beginning was the word. You want freedom, the word only can bring you that. You want justice, the word is the only thing that can bring you that. It starts with that. first. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. And then, but you see, if I'm serving like this, then everyone has to do their part. You see, find out who you are, what you're capable of. Are you a creator? Do you work a lot with your hands? Do you build things? Do you like? You see what I mean? You just know what you're capable of, and then this is what you are. What you enjoy doing is is what you should be doing. You enjoy building, then build for those who are leading. You see, you enjoy or lead. You even leading builders that are building for those who are leading. You see what I'm saying? It's just that's what it is. You see what I mean? We all important. You see what I'm saying? So, except that it's not to be important is not to take yourself out of your element and put yourself in someone else you deem important element, but it's to be important in your own element. You see what I mean? That's what it is. You don't have to leave yourself to be something. You take yourself and make it the best thing. You see what I'm saying? Whatever that is. You see? So, thank you. I'm getting dry. I've been speaking. So thank you for listening. I'll make sure to share this and stuff like this. And whoever is fortunate enough and who is guided and whoever needs to survive will hear this. You see what I mean? And whoever don't hear this, maybe you don't need to survive. You see what I'm saying? Because there's words for life and there's words for death. My words is for life. Otherwise, it's tough. Why? Because to give birth is a tough situation. To sustain life, maintain life is not simple. It's not easy. That's why those who stand for life, they're not the type that people like much. The ones who stand for death, you like it more because death is lazy. Death is nothing. Death is passive. Death is, you see what I'm saying? Then people will mostly gravitate towards these, fallen figures. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is, because it's more passive. It's I mean, it gives ground for blame. It gives all sorts of things that is not gonna bring life to the being. You see what I mean? But it's more comfortable. Those leaders will be beloved more or something because of they serving people that are lazy or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But my thing is like I'm speaking it as it is so that you understand worlds. Because when you have life, you have to know what life is. You see what I mean? So, and if you don't, then somebody has to do that. Because if we don't help one another, each one, then there's a problem. You see what I mean? And then also just because you are expert in something, let's say I'm an expert in editing and stuff like this and videography and stuff, doesn't mean I'm a leader, I'm a master at something else. You see what I mean? That's the thing when I was trying to tell you that a master is a teacher. I mean, a teacher is a student, a student is a teacher. You just gotta know the time that what it calls for within you. You see what I mean? Let's say if I'm a master editor and then I'm going for another craft, how can I go in the other craft as a master or I have to go sit as a student? Yeah, because it's not my craft. I need to learn it. You see what I mean? But if anyone wants to learn video editing and videography and stuff like this and all of these media marketing and whatever, then I can say, okay, I come as the master. Why? Because of the experience and things and stuff like this that I have. You see what I mean? That's all there is to it. But it's not my job to think. It's retarded to think, okay, because I'm an editor, then I must be a master at everything then. Or people respect me in editing. So they're talking about police brutality. Then I'm the master there too because I was a master over there earlier. You know what I mean? So might as well be here because that's who I am. No, you are more than that. You are the student as well. You see what I mean? You just teach a class, bravo. But now sit the fuck down and listen. All right? Enjoy yourself, have fun, and we'll talk soon. That was a joke lastly, but it sounded so harsh. But I'm speaking to a harsh people, so I have to speak their language. All right, guys. So know that you are safe. The greatest enemy you have is yourself. You have nothing to worry about so long as you listen to the voice of reason and then within yourself, because your self will tell you to listen to me. So that's why you listen to yourself. You see what I'm saying? Listen to your heart. So what it is like and listen and then apply, and that's what it is. I know whatever you see, there's nothing you see that I'm not a part of. You see, especially dealing with myself. Wherever I am, whatever I say, wherever I be, wherever I meet, you see, mention or whatever, it's all conscious actions. You see what I mean? So anything that, however you may see me online, is what I want you to see online. You see, there's nothing that you see of me that is not what I want you to see. You see, and that's what it is. You see what I mean? That, and I say this for you to show you that it's not that I'm trying to manipulate, but my job is to allow you room to grow. You see what I mean? The thing is, you see what I mean? That's the thing. Just like my uncle taught me. If you want the lady, if you feel like you like her and you want to marry her, you don't go on your first date with your best car or even with a car. You go on your first date, you go pick her up, park far, and go on that first date without a car. See how she treats you, how she reacts. And then if she's someone who overlook that and still give you the same love and respect, then that's the one you will do whatever it takes for. You see what I mean? But first you have to test that being, and vice versa. The girl tests that man. But since I'm a man, I'm speaking from a man perspective. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically you have to test that. You see, because you're about to start family with the person. So you test it. You don't just come and give them what they want. Like, okay, you know that you're so lost and you want someone so bad that you don't want to test it, and you're just gonna go into it head on and whatever. You see, I mean, you say, okay, you test it and see for yourself. You see what I mean? Even if sometimes you can feel the energy, but you still test it to make sure. You see what I mean? It's better to be sure. You see, and then if that lady act ladylike and respectfully and still understand, then you know that's a lady that is worth it. You see what I'm saying? Or something like that. And if she disrespect, like, oh, we're going like dry foot, oh my God, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Then you may say, okay, that's a weakness in itself. And then you may know that, we can't be serious too much because she has weaknesses in her that is very, they're very powerful weaknesses. You see what I'm saying? Something that makes her sand to build on. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. You feel me? So you do that. It's just the same too. If I'm gonna come at you, I know already you want me to come with Lamborghinis, you want me to come with this, with dimension, or all these things, but nah. But it's so important that I test your mind with your money mindset, the way money has power over you. Then I couldn't just give you all of that. You see what I mean? We need you to just get it without that. Because with it, we can tell if it's real, if you understand anything or not. We only know you understand now is because how we place it. So that if you really follow, you hear, you will understand, then we know for sure you are on the level to understand. But if it's money, then you're just gonna follow the money. You're gonna wanna be in it because of money, and then there's nothing really. Your heart is not really into it. You don't get it for well. Nah, you see what I mean? Everything we do for a reason. You remember, it's you in a level of. So you on another level. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. So we do not depend on any outside force or nothing like that, like you used to on the level that you came from. That's not what this is about. There's nothing above you here. You see what I mean? If you still feel something is above, then we gotta work on that. All right. So, but feel free to talk about that because we can't know where you at if you're not well with yourself. But of course, if you're not well with yourself, we will always know. Except that we will also know that we cannot deal with you because you're not well with yourself, and there's no fixing that. So, thank you. We love you. Have a beautiful night, and we shall See you soon.